is their Cordova creator of the Leicester equaliser. El Khanous, how much room does he have here? El Khanous going for goal, and he finds it as well. What a turnaround here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
4 minutes, Leicester have soaked up so much pressure. Fatawi jinking feet to get beyond his man, and the header from Jamie Vardy makes it 2.
Wood should score. Wood Knockout. Yes! Yes! Anthony Knockout has done it.
Tielemans lining one up. What a goal! What a brilliant goal by Yuri Tielemans! And the Leicester City fans go absolutely potty.
Ball in behind Damian Vardy. It's 11. It's heaven for Jamie Vardy. Hold the back page. Hold the front page. A Leicester player has smashed the record.
Hello and welcome back to Blue Tinted Glasses. It's Saturday afternoon and it's time for Match Day Live. Jamie Vardy's second to last game at the King Power Stadium. It's Leicester versus Southampton, and of course we're going to be here for the Watchalong. Anil, how are you feeling today, mate? How are you?
Well, I'm ready for the El Shitico. Let's get it going on. I think in previous weeks, I was actually looking forward to this game because I thought he might win. I think we could still see some goals, but I'll be honest with you, given all the injuries in the lineup, we'll get into that in a minute. Not too convinced.
It's not El Shitico. It's not El Crapico. It's El Gash. Oh, that's a good one as well. That works.
There's many good options. Many good options for this match.
Yeah. Doc, mate, how are you doing today?
I'm actually for once a bit excited for a game because this is one where I feel like we actually have to win because we might be embarrassing, but we can't be as horrific as Southampton, right? Like there are levels of embarrassment and we can definitely be worse than them, but we must not be worse than them, if I could put it that way. I'm excited about the bench today. Let me put it like that. I'm hoping for some substitutions, maybe a debut from Michael Golding as well. And I'm going to be honest, I am open to seeing Skip back in the starting 11 because we know he will likely have a key role to play next season. So we need something from him. So hopefully he can show some levels today.
Luke, looking forward to the El Spastico, mate?
Looking forward to the 6-pointer with a little side of fucking diluted dignity to go down to the championship with Locks, my brother. How are you?
Yeah, all good, mate. I love how you've got the EFL bad shoulder.
I'm ready for it, brother. Championship's always better. I always said that.
Yeah, on the day that Leeds United just clinched the title as well. At least we don't have to play them next season. There we go. We might not get the channel demonetized next season now, thanks to Luke and the Leeds fans. Right. Well, on the right-hand side of the screen, as always, is the lineup and a nil. For the 30th time this season, I'm absolutely fuming with the lineup. Talk to me, mate. What are you thinking?
Yeah, same. Few of us were talking before the game. I mean, pussy over Van Nistelrooy. That's what I think. We're already relegated. Give some people a chance. FaZe, Cody, IU. Why bother with all of those three? Jeremy Mongo, just give him his start, man. Give him his start. This is the game to do it. This is literally the only team by what the table says that's worse than us. I think we're going to find out after the 90th minute they might not be worse than us. So yeah, I don't get it. But I think especially as some of these players aren't going to be around this time next season. So they shouldn't be playing, in my opinion. One thing I will say, what Duck was saying is, yeah, I think Skip's got to play now for the rest of the games between now and the end of the season because he's blatantly going to be here next season. So who even cares if he's rubbish? Just get him playing.
Go on, Luke. What I think you had something to say as well, mate, on that.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So I was just curious. We were talking about this last week, lads, and we all mentioned Ruud van Nistelrooy. The biggest problem we have of people being played that should be being played right now is Ruud van Nistelrooy is not going to be here next season. We all know what we all think. If we asked each other the poll, do you think he's going to be here? Chances are going to be no. He probably doesn't want to be here or think he's going to be next season either. But he's playing for some kind of bullshit dignity, I don't know, trying to self-persevere for his next job because he doesn't give a shit about playing with his kids and starting because he's not going to be here next season. This whole deluded bullshit thing that we're told that, he's going to be here to develop youth. He did that at PSV. He's done that fuck all. He's played turtles and absolute donkeys. We know that's not true. And if we had to see it, we would have seen it already by now. I would love to know if that's a him decision, Duck, that he's put Golding Monga and Evans on the bench, or if that's purely just there for, like for show or what. I don't know.
I mean, I heavily doubt that Dove's been in communication with him about putting the youth on the bench, because it doesn't sound like the club has been in contact with him about anything, which is absolutely insane, right? We're kind of floating in limbo, just knowing where we'll be next season, but having no idea how we'll be prepared for it by the looks of things. I mean, I think the starting 11 is an improvement, right? I would have loved to see a Monga starting or someone else from the academy and Evans or whatever, but I think most of these players should be here. It's always nice to see Stalacic back. Obviously, sad to see Hermansen out for the rest of the season, but thanks for what you've done for the club, buddy. It's time for you to leave and get Stalacic in as the number one. It's good to see Skip, someone who has to be a key part of the machine next season, play. I mean, someone like Ayew he will likely be here next season as well, despite me not wanting him here next season. So I would have liked to see Monga ahead of him, but it is what it is. And I think someone like Vardy, of course, he has to be starting every single game. This is his farewell tour. So despite him not being here next season, I am happy to see him starting.
Yeah, you can also see a new ticker as well on the bottom of the screen. The El Gas ticker. Neil, I mean, Manny said the bench is better than the team. I mean, look, you can understand to a certain degree that there's pros and cons to throwing in a Monga or a Jake Evans, for a full, to start the game at that young age. But for me, Anil, it's the bullshit. We plan for the future and all of this stuff that we've been getting off him to then go and put in a 33-year-old. I'm going to include Vardy in this as well. A 33-year-old, a 38-year-old.
I think that's wrong including Vardy, though.
No, I'm including Vardy because it's not the future, right? I get what you're saying. I know, I understand why he's playing, but I'm saying he's not the future. And all we keep getting told is it's all about the future now. It's all about the future. Monga gets probably 10, 15 minutes here or there. Jake Evans has played 10 seconds of football.
If even that, maybe. He's walked on the pitch and then walked off again.
It's insane. It's insane. There's literally, what have we got to lose? When's the last time we scored a goal at home? I don't think we scored a goal at home this calendar year. There's literally nothing to lose. How much worse can it get? I suppose you could say we could finish 20th instead of 19th. Who cares? Do you know what? I'll say this. I've said this for a while. We should finish 20th. We're the crappiest team. And whenever I see Southampton, I think, given what their squad is, I think they play a little bit to that level. I think we're just, not just the worst Leicester team I've seen, one of the worst teams I've seen, full stop. So, yeah, I agree with you totally, though, because it does make me angry. Give new players a chance to see what they can do. Who cares? What happens if we lose? Well, what if the article goes, Leicester youths lose 6-0 at home to Southampton? Then we're like, who cares? I mean, no one cares about this team or club right now.
Well, you remember the Champions League, right? When we threw Harvey Barnes in, for example, in that away game at Porto, and we lost. Was it 5-0?
Because Ranieri's not a pussy-o, that's why.
Exactly. It was a meaningless game because we'd already qualified and we got battered. But did that hamper Harvey Barnes? No, it did not. There's a comment here, Luke. We should be using today's game to prepare for Saints next season. Play the most likely Championship team a run out. I mean, this is what I keep saying, Luke. They also sacked their manager as soon as they were relegated, so they actually have a head start on us next season as it is.
Of course they do, and this is what Manny's has put there is what I'm pretty much alluding to before is my biggest gripe is that Ruud van Nistelrooy is not going to be here next season. He doesn't care about that. He's not got that in mind. He's not got about how we're going to look and how we're going to shape up with this youth. He's just thinking about, I need to scrape what little points I can get. Why you think you can get that and Ayew up top makes no sense to me. So, but yeah, I think it's absolutely mental.
But I think, though, looking at the lineup, how many players will not be here next season, most likely? Well, I mean, Jamie Vardy, of course. I think Ndidi, El Khanous, and Fars, maybe. Because someone who we want to offload, like Jordan Ayew and, Connor Cody, I'd love to see them go. But where are they realistically going to go to? That's 4 out of 11 players who won't be here next season, most likely. And I think it is not the full future lineup. And I'm fine with it not being that case in the striker position. I think someone like El Khanous, we all want to hold on to him. We'll see what happens, of course, with the release clause. Where is it and whatever. He's someone I'd love to keep a hold on. And to me as well, this is about getting ready for next season. But I don't want to be embarrassed by Southampton either because they're also dog shit. I don't want to lose 6-0 to Southampton at home in one of Vardy's final games. So it's about the balance of building for the future while also making sure we're not going out with a whimper. And I want, at the very least, go with the head held high of Jamie Vardy scoring a few more goals at the King Power Stadium. So I think it's about finding the balance, but I do wholeheartedly agree that I needed to see a Monga starting today over someone like Jordan Ayew.
Just to confirm, Luke Thomas did not play. Luke Thomas was about 14 years old at the time we played Porto, so he was not involved in that squad. Right, let me bring this up. It's a little bit of a sidestep here, guys, but I thought we should mention it here. This is the program notes from today's match program, and Top has spoken. This is not a full breakdown. This is just some snippets. Top said the fans deserve better than relegation. He felt we had the quality to stay up. We need to learn from the experience to come back stronger, and decisions to be made in a number of areas ahead of next season. Anil, deluded as fuck. Felt that we had the quality. What's that all about, mate? Is that him trying to tell say that Rude hasn't done a good enough job, or that Rude should
politicians' answers? Let's be honest, it's politicians' answers. It's word salad. It's trying to say a lot without actually saying anything. So, fool me once, shame on me. Yeah, I agree with that. That's for sure. That's the real story to see. There might be an award for that at the end of the season.
He was a lovely guy as well, man. He was a lovely guy as well. He's cut my hair all year since I moved out to the city. Yeah. He's done a wonderful job. And then this one time, he just starts thinning out the front, saying, "Oh, we're gonna try and make a messy fringe, brother. I don't want to do that with my hair." And he'd already cut half the front off. It's embarrassing. Yeah, I've been absolutely shafted. And not like nature's doing me any favor either as I get older. So getting absolutely fucked recently. It's unbearable.
What do you make to it, Doc? What do you make to these words from Top? Because it sounds very similar to what happened 2 years ago. It's just bullshit to me in my eyes.
Some of it is just straight up bullshit, right? The felt we had the quality is, who cares? The thing that I want to hold on to is the last one about decisions to be made in a number of key areas, because that is the one thing that he needs to say, and now he needs to put the money where his mouth is, because he has to make some change. And in a number of areas, it's not just signing a new right back or a new centre mid or whatever he wants to do. It's about changing the coach to a coach who can build a project with us. It's about changing the key structure of the club, especially around the whole sporting department. If it's not sacking Rudkin, well, it's about changing his role and getting him help, right? So he has to live up to what he said there, because otherwise, my patience with Top would have run out as well too then.
Yeah. Okay. Luke, what about you, mate? You have similar thoughts to the board and Top that I do. Do you just see this as just shit, basically, just saying what he thinks people need to hear and that's it? Because he says decisions need to be made in a number of areas. One area that he's probably not referring to is fucking John Rudkin. And he's probably going to keep him. He probably won't make a change there.
Well, what other area could he possibly mean after they mark their own homework of this stupid internal review? It's a load of bullshit. Don't get me started again on this. We're beating this horse to death. He's an absolute moron. I want him to sell.
I did not get a refund. He's a lovely guy. I couldn't get myself to say that. When you go to your barbers, right? You always just say, "Yeah, looks good." I was holding back tears walking out of the clinic, being like, "Yeah, it looks good, man. Looks good. See you next time." He gets one blunder, right? We all make mistakes. If he fucks up my trim next time as well, I will be changing barbers. Good. This is the first strike, and I know it doesn't look good. It was worse when it was just cut, by the way. This is an improvement. Wow, Manny. Wow.
That's a violation, Manny.
I didn't bring it up for that reason.
That's like saying that shit, buddy. Come on.
Right.
Caroline review.
By the way, I did actually see there's a new councillor in Leicestershire after yesterday's election.
Oh, not from Reform, right?
He is a Reform, and his name is John Rudkin. It's crazy as well.
No way.
Actually, you have to be vague.
Yeah. I can't remember which one. Anyway, start getting your score predictions in the live chat below. Everybody who's watching, get your score predictions in. They're bringing the players are out now onto the pitch for this game. Luke, what are you saying, mate? Score prediction for today?
I'm going to go Leicester 0, Southampton 3.
Oh, juicy. Neil, what are you saying, mate?
I think we 3-1 to Southampton.
Wow. Doc,
we're winning.
Any more positive?
We have to fucking win. We're getting 2-1. And it's going to be a late winner from Jeremy Monka, Michael Golding, or Jake Evans. One of the academy kids will do it. Or maybe Woyu. Woyu is back on the bench as well. He's someone who I want to see. He'll likely be a big part of next season.
You're so deluded sometimes.
It's been on the bench.
Of course I'm deluded, bro. I mean, of course I'm deluded. I'm living in fucking dreamland. Do you see my haircut? I have to smile through this every day, buddy.
If there's one person that's not starting that's winding me up the last 3 weeks, it's Woyo. Why does Thomas start in front of him? Is fucking crazy, dude.
Well, I'm going for a 2-2. I think we'll get a point, which
Desmond
is still terrible. As we see Adam Lallana on the bench for Southampton. Let's have some positivity. Woo, yeah, we're getting relegated. Let's go, Planet Earth. Yes, come on. I can't wait to play EFL next season. I can't wait to see Jordan Ayew, Oliver Skip, Bobby D, Cordova-Reid playing for us in the Championship. Get in. Here's Manny. He says 3-1 Leicester. Near Sight Remembrance says 3-0 Southampton. Sachin says 4-0. 4-4 says Ethan. That's a bit crazy.
Be one game where it's just like every shot goes in because both teams are that horrible.
Yeah. Can you imagine it's a 0-0? Can you imagine it's a 0-0? That's crazy.
Well, the funny thing is, though, for them is right now they're joint with Derby on the worst points. So in some ways, I suppose if they did just get 1 point, then mission accomplished for that guy, whoever their coach is. So maybe they'll go defensive, but I feel that there should be goals in it because, as you say, it's almost like a This is literally a championship game that we're watching. It's just, false advertising.
Did we ever get to the bottom of this? Did we ever get to the bottom?
Even me as well.
There's always. I don't know if Luke saw it. Luke, there's just been this guy who keeps coming into the watchalongs asking Duck to roll up his sleeves, and we don't know why.
I mean, this is crazy, right? Like on my caster work as well, I do with esports. There's been a guy coming in these past few weeks, only typing in chat about how hot I am and how he's in love with me. He's even DMing me. It's the weirdest shit ever. And I mean, imagine he still did it last
Maybe it's
week
the
when
same
I showed up
guy.
with this trim to the job. It might be the same guy. Who knows? Maybe it's a crossover. He did act like a Chelsea fan.
Kickoff.
Let's go.
We have kicked off.
El Spestico is live.
It is indeed. Yeah, 0-0 would be pretty grim. Ben says Planet Earth is Graham. Oh, that's a good shout. That's a good shout, actually.
Planet Earth's confusing, bro. He comes in, he gives it large every fucking time. He comes in saying that we're negative, we're not positive, but then he'll slag off a 16-year-old and Jeremy Monger and say all this shit about a 16-year-old. Mate, sort your shit out. You are very confusing.
I do remember.
Nice to see Casey back, though. If we want to say something positive.
Big shout out to... Yeah, he's been found on the side of the sofa. Big shout out to Thunder Fox. Yeah, thanks for becoming a member, mate. Much appreciated. And Neil, will you please tell the people that stat or that thing you sent earlier about Southampton when Vardy you said something about.
All right, yeah. If Ricardo and Ndidi leave, then we'll actually have more people in our lineup than Southampton do from that team that we beat 9-0 at St Mary's a few seasons ago.
That's nuts.
Nuts. That's why we might also be going after the manager as well. Is that for whatever reason we've got a massive boner for Southampton?
Yeah. Bednarek's available now, isn't it? Fucking hell. You can see it, especially with Russell Martin.
If Steve Cooper was still in charge, you know exactly what would have happened.
Mistake there, but covered. Oh, Ayew, Chugosaurus turns back. What a surprise!
He looks like he's taken on a few pounds. You know, he looks pretty solid today in terms of his build.
We've been spending a lot of time.
Yes, he did. We all know he did.
Just to clarify, Planet Earth, what I remember you saying was after the game Monga's debut, I think you said he was.
Oh, that's a great ball. I don't know.
You said he was rubbish. I think that's what you said. Ricky P injured again. Love Ricky, but we can't keep a player who never plays. Yeah, it feels now. I think last season we thought we might have a new Ricky, but he maybe he was just very lucky, very lucky.
Yeah, but I think hope for that luck next year, right? And then I think him and Woyo Koulibaly can be switching between playing those games. I think that would be a totally fine solution because we won't be complaining if Woyo gets some minutes. As Casey picks up the ball, could become a cross here. Actually, we only have two members in the box, but Casey looks to take on his man. Gets in the cross. Back close as is that Luke Thomas trying to catch the ball? Didn't connect with it in the end though. The cross wasn't fully accurate, and it's a goal kick for Southampton. How old is Thomas, by the way? The commentator just said young Thomas.
23.
I mean, that makes it sound like it's one of the youth kids coming in. He's 23, buddy. Come on. You do know as well, this game matters so little that Viaplay, where I'm watching, is only using one commentator. They normally always stream for Premier League games. It's only one bloke today. They are even saving. They know no one wants to watch this shit. Man.
Yeah.
Any neutral would rather watch paint dry. That's what I'm betting here.
It'd be interesting to see how many. Look at the stands. There's so many gaps in the stands, even for Vardy's farewell tour.
Yeah. Honestly, though, I'm happy I didn't decide to try and fly to Leicester this like in the spring at the very least.
Yeah, same with you, Luke. Could you imagine that you're over here right now and you're watching this? You'd be like,
Jesus Christ, man,
miserable.
You'd be calling us up, going, "Oh, how come you don't want to go and see the game?" We'd be like, "Because we're crap."
So I use now a bit more on the right, to be honest, when we defend. And
yeah.
McAteer is dropping very deep. It's a peculiar shape, though, as now Ayew wins the ball and dribbles it out. Oh, keeps it in play, actually. That's McAteer now playing on the edge of the area, or not edge of the area, edge of the touchline, and it goes out to the throw-in for Southampton. I would never do that, man.
Could have got Yannick's old Southampton jersey.
I would not do that, man. I don't like Yannick Westergaard that much. I do think he has some strength, though, but oh my God, indeed, he gets bodied by Ugochukwu, who's continued to drive the ball forward.
There's no top at the ground today. Might have put some program notes, but
who is that? Number 20 is like Kamaldeen Suleiman, I believe.
Yeah,
who gets a shot, but blocked by, I believe, James Justin. Kamaldeen Suleimana still on the ball, number 4, whoever that is.
Did he ever play in Denmark, Suleimana?
Kamaldeen Suleimana, yeah, he played for FC Nordsjælland, I believe. You know,
yeah,
right,
okay, yeah, I thought he might have. Yeah. But he went to France, didn't he, before he went to Southampton?
Yeah. And that's
corner.
A corner.
Come on. What phase, mate? Get your fucking big head on this.
It's not much.
I'd rather not. Might go in the back of the net if he gets his head on it.
Oh, that Liverpool game, man, the 2-1.
Literally.
Horrible.
I'll never
Jakobs in green.
Rage.
All green for Jakub Stolacek.
Oh.
You
know, Stolacek's still safe hand.
Yeah.
Why are we still here, man? Why are we still doing this to ourselves?
I mean, you say that, Doug, but this game is one where it should be entertaining to watch compared to the others. I think the next one is Forest. That's not going to be any fun at all. I think
it's because I'm worried the fact that if we lose this, man, it's going to be so embarrassing. Like, I've at the very least had that to cheer yourself up, right? We're not as as bad as Southampton if you look at the points tally. Yeah. Obviously, you can look behind that and maybe we actually are, and I just don't want to admit that before it actually happens.
Yes, you're right about Ayew. Ayew's actually playing as a number 8. If you look at it here, 3-2-5 shape, it's Skipping and Ndidi in the middle, and Ayew is playing alongside Bilal.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy. That's what we're going to get. Are we going to get an Ayew number 8?
There on the right, Ayew inside, Canoes coming here.
Oh, that was a bit of a... Yeah.
That's a free kick to Leicester.
Who's this bloke arguing, bro? It's like a fucking teamy version of fucking Calafiore. Get the fuck out of here, bro. That was dirty shit.
Who is that guy? I mean, there are so many members in this Southampton team. I don't actually know.
Pony boy.
Time to check out their lineup.
Leicester should exchange their Danish players for Leicester players. Luton Town relegated. Crazy.
Yeah, we should talk about that quickly because obviously that's the terrifying thing, that despite the fact that they're how did they muck it up that badly? They had huge parachute payments. I know they're paying for a new ground, but still.
Yeah, it's and I read that their lineup isn't actually that different to last season's.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They still got people like Marvelous and the
What was that for a second?
No. I mean, he's still in play. Casey McAteer keeps it alive, or it's Bilal Canoes rather, who tries to get the cross in. That's a corner for Leicester.
I think the more worrying one is if you've seen that, like Birmingham, they got like 110 points or something, and they're going to be spending big. So they could be the ones that try and do an Ipswich. Wrexham will spend as well, but I don't think they'll be set up quite as well. But you know that Birmingham, they're managed by Chris Davies. He was Brendan's assistant when he was here at Leicester, when we won the FA Cup. It was actually someone that I wondered they might give him the job, actually, to Leicester, Chris Davies.
Corner goes in. Floats up pretty well to Casey McAteer, who...
Jordan Ayew.
Going Jordan Ayew now with the cross. That's not connecting with anyone in a blue jersey, as now Southampton look to clear the ball, but Casey first on it, and we retain possession with Skip sitting back and not wanting to lose more hair by heading the ball, though, so he didn't want to go up for the corner.
He needs to go to Turkey, man. It's just outrageous.
Yeah, either that or shave it all off, Skip. One or the other. You can't be doing
this. If I ever
this.
get to that point, guys, let me know, and I'll have to shave it all off, man. I think the thing is, probably when you reach that point, you probably start like being in denial about it, right? Like, oh, it's still all right. It's still all right. So if that ever happens to me, guys, let me know. As a long ball,
it looks like a coal miner with that fucking hair.
Who?
Skip looks like a coal miner. Like you can imagine him emerging from a fucking cave with that hair covered in grime and shit.
Oh man, I'll never forget when Manny says that they got his numbers the wrong way around on his age.
That's awesome.
He's wearing like the whole numbers as well, which feels so like blasphemy. I loved number 22 last season. Now the numbers lost all meaning at us fast. Just outdo one of the.
What are you doing?
That was a good challenge, to be fair.
Cody's a fucking idiot.
And Ayew's lost it. No, mate, it's a proper championship game. I can tell you that much.
I hate Cody.
That was fast.
Fast, yeah.
No, but Cody pulled away from that ball challenge, man. He could have done something.
I don't know if you've seen, because Ayew's sort of playing in that midfield moving in, it means that on the other side there's no natural winger, it's just Luke Thomas, so that's why he's the one that's getting onto the end of crosses and stuff like that. So he's gone back to the fullback, overloaded fullback system.
Do you want to see the view of the board, the owners area right now?
Yeah, do it. Oh, look at that. All of them there, missing in action. That is pathetic.
That's Jen Rodkin.
That
is Susan Whelan. I do recognize her as well. So those two.
I've got to say, we still don't say it enough, but I mean, the zero communication is awful. It's absolutely pathetic.
Well done, Jordan Ayew. You stick your bum out again and gave us another free kick. I mean, you can actually make like a Jordan Ayew highlight montage. He's got a few goals this season, and he stuck out his bum a whole lot to get free kicks as well. Master of free kicks is that Bilal Kanoush driving the ball forward up to the edge of the box. Luke Thomas could get the crossing, but gets blocked at the first time of asking. And now Southampton looking maybe to do something on the transition as Skip tries to win the ball, fails to do so as Mateus Fernandes slips but still glides the ball through, and they retain possession pretty confidently.
Somebody asked, can Skip not afford a Turkey trip? I mean, some people just don't mind having shit hair. I mean, look underneath me.
Or wait till the end of the season.
I definitely mind having shit hair. I've just been fucked by the barber here.
Oh, mate, go on.
Sorry, is Bilal playing on left and Ayew down the middle? Kind of. They've gone back to that system that Rude did at the beginning, where basically you've got an inverted fullback. So Bilal starts on the left, but when we attack, Luke Thomas comes onto the wing and El Kanous moves into the middle. So we're trying to do that. Who thinks we're going to finish bottom of the league? We could do, but only if Southampton win today. But they might. I think they've looked a bit better than us so far.
If they beat us, they'll be 4 points away from us with 3 to go. So it's unlikely. But
depends who they've got left.
I hope we finish bottom. I hope it happens because we deserve it.
Why would you hope that happens, man?
Because
send a
I
message.
don't think.
We all know it's not going to change anything in terms of like changing. If we finish 19th or 20th, top is not going to act different regardless.
I'm convinced that Southampton are better than us.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that. I mean, look at the gameplay so far. It is still Southampton with the ball heading into the 13th minute. They tried a long throw in, maybe trying to do the dark arts to get some goals. Would be nice to see a home goal, though. Haven't seen one since the FA Cup game where we scored 6 at home. Nice. In the league, it was against Brighton.
Ollie Skip showing why he's the 3rd worst player in Premier League ratings this season there. Terrible pass on the turn, gives it away.
Yeah, Kamaldeen Sulemana. That's a free kick.
Wow.
Has to be so. How is
What?
that not a free kick? Elbow
What?
right in the back of the head of James Justins. Could have killed him. But rather, they get the corner.
Sir Alex, do you remember that when somebody
gonna
did
be
a goal
VAR?
at Ruud van Nistelrooy?
He could have been killed.
No, it's not gone to VAR.
That should have been a free kick, though. You are right. I didn't spot that elbow first time. Corner to Southampton. Yeah, I'm surprised. Why is Tyler Diblin not playing? Is he injured or something?
No clue.
That's a good point, actually.
I've got a gut feeling, though, that there could be a goal coming very soon. It is, as many would say it, about the time when Leicester normally like to concede.
What do we think, lads? We won't win a game for the rest of the season. Do you think?
If
that's
we
the
don't win
case?
this, I mean, then it's realistic.
He's on the bench.
We're going to
is he?
beat Forest. I'm just calling it now. I don't know why, but I just got a feeling.
I'd love that. What a
Oh.
bad corner.
Oh,
Is Vardy-
Vardy on the ball.
Jamie Vardy trying to get the ball out of the
Surrounded.
box as he tries to play it to Jordan Ayew, who is not just slow at getting into gear, but also slow at stopping and turning.
I still can't believe this guy think. I'm not trying to bash him, but I can't believe this guy think like he wants to stay in the Premier League. To be honest.
Well,
Vardy.
but you know what? You see that a lot of players. It was the same with Ronaldo. Like Ronaldo, when he was at Man United, clearly thought he was still the man, and he just obviously wasn't, and he just couldn't accept the fact. And then he even saw that like Rooney was coming on TV saying, "Like I know how it is when you're used to being at the top, but you just have
It
to."
must be tough, right? It must
Because
be really
one
tough.
day you're just waking up and you're like, well, why am I no longer the man, sort of thing? Why does everyone think I'm crap? But it's because you haven't seen what's happened to you over.
Ooh. Southampton, though, I mean, they are also bad. Trying to build up from the back, almost. We didn't even pressure them, but they almost gave the ball away without any pressure being applied. Jordan Ayew, though, didn't connect with it as they lost the ball. Trying to play it long. This is horrible football. This is absolutely horrible.
What a fall race for Ramsdale as well, man. I feel sorry for him a little
Yeah,
bit.
is it his third relegation?
Yeah.
Bournemouth, Sheffield
Yeah.
United, and now Southampton.
Yeah,
Oh,
take
look,
a picture of that. Take
look
a
at
picture.
that.
Take a picture.
Perfect.
A banner is held in the stands. Top
I've got
ranking.
it, I've
What's
got it.
so funny? That's a great.
That's your
banner.
thumbnail right there, Locks.
There
That's
you go.
quality.
I've got it. I'll send it to you, Lux.
Cheers,
Yeah,
man. That's
send it to me
1,000
now,
more
please,
views on the
mate.
channel. Let's get it going. Jordan Ayew now
Top
moving into the right
Rodkin,
wing.
what's so funny?
Oliver Skip turns with the ball like Buba Samari would do, and actually
good
drives
drive
past
there.
3 members, gets it onto Casey McAteer, keeps running to try and buy more space, but Ukuchukwu ain't falling for that as we're setting up Ukuchukwu. He's supposed to be
I
pretty
do want to
good.
say
Most
something
positive this
related
time.
to the banner. Anyone that buys a kit now between now and the start of next season, happy clapper.
Mate,
I'm
did you
buying-
see what Kate sent? Mate, Kate sent a photo of the club shop. It's
It
rammed.
was a video, boy.
It's
It was
full.
crammed, yeah. I will say, when it gets to like 20, 30 pounds, I might buy a Vardy jersey just because I need to have one before he
Don't
moves
do
on.
it, Duck.
I don't have a Vardy jersey yet. I don't have a Vardy jersey
Buy
yet. I
an
don't have-
old one. Buy one off eBay or something like that.
Dude, I checked like a retro store in Denmark. They have.
Oh,
one
that
for
was a nice.
2,000
That was that old?
Great
just
ball
sent
though,
it to you
Bilal
on,
on the edge of the box, cross it into Jamie Vardy.
Oh, that was actually a quality goal.
And it's Jamie Vardy with a brilliant finish. Absolutely
Fair play.
unbelievable.
Luke Thomas deserves some credit there, by the way, in that move. I know
Let's take
Duck
a
is
look
going to
back
hurt
at
you
it.
to do it, but
No, it does not hurt me. If it's because of a goal, I'll happily praise anyone. Even
championship
Bournemouth and
winners,
Jordan.
25-26. Leicester City,
finish, man.
maybe.
That is what was
Left-footed
needed.
as well. Just think about it. If he hadn't have missed that tame-ass penalty in the last game against Wolves, that'd be it, 200.
That would be number 200, but it's number 199 instead for the GOAT at Leicester. Let's take a look at the build-up. Bilal Kanouche receives it, places it.
Thomas, that time spin. Canoes third assist of the season.
First time
Washed
finish with the left
first
foot.
time.
Rifles in towards the top of the net.
Lux, I sent it to you on Facebook.
Brilliant finish.
Well,
Both
there's
fair play,
199.
Bilal as well. Left foot with the pass. Luke Thomas
Great
as
pass.
well. Really good play in that auxiliary winger position. And Vardy, all left, left-footed all round.
199.
And
199.
we
Interesting
scored at
question.
home.
If he gets to 200, should he get benched for the rest of the season though? Because he's not going to be here next season.
No, it's Daka we have a snub.
No,
If it's
no.
Jake Evans, then maybe we can talk about it. But if you're benching him for Daka, man. And Neil might loan you the shirt hanging on the top.
Nah,
of his
no
door.
way. That's a Premier League special, that one. But like you, Duck, the reason why it's long sleeve, not short sleeve, is the same thing. Is that I got that at the club shop on the day that we won the title, and I was like, have to get it. So even if it's
Well,
long shirt,
So.
Duck can just get the jersey of Vardy's next club. He likes doing that.
If he comes to Copenhagen and Denmark, I'll definitely do it. Go to Copenhagen, maybe go to my local club as well. They lost 7-0 today in the third division. But that is the first home goal in the Premier League since D. Cordova Reed's 91st minute equaliser.
yeah, let's ask Tony to give us because by the way, Tony, you're quite right to call out the bullshit that we've seen all season. But now that we've officially scored, can you give me the official how many minutes was it between goals? That's who I'm counting on, Tony Smith, if you're there.
Last Premier League goal was
it was so depressing when he was like, it's been like, I don't know, there's been enough time for a woman to give birth between the last time Leicester City scored a goal in the Premier League or something like that.
Yeah, and the FA Cup, obviously, the final goal. Imagine if you had a season ticket to the King Power Stadium, and since January, the last player you saw score a goal at home for your club was Wout Faes. I mean, unbelievable, as he scored in the 91st minute against QPR.
The funny thing is that goal probably came against a run of play as well. So anyway, we'll take it.
Apparently, we want 9 is being chanted in the King Power.
It's because we want Jamie Vardy to overtake Michael Owen, right, and get the 150.
Oh, that would be amazing, wouldn't it?
I mean, the thing is, why I felt a bit more confident about a potential win today is we always seem to have Southampton's number, regardless of what form we're in, regardless of how good they look. We just always.
I tell you what, though, Duck. One season we did not have Southampton's number. Was the last time we got relegated?
Yeah, I remember that. The 2-1 loss after a James Maddison free kick early on.
They beat us at home as well, and I think we were 1-0 up in that game as well.
Yeah, we were 1-0 up. James Maddison with the free kick. And then I remember was it Armin Bella playing a great game there.
You found the right one, Buzz. Oh, phase the header out.
Here's the let me just see if anything comes from this move. Is Samari on the bench?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Question for you, Manny. You say this, but what if Vardy ended up at Leeds? Surely you couldn't stand to see that.
I wouldn't like that, man.
Oh,
how many goals? Yeah, I was
Tony,
say,
thank you. 200. That can't be 210,000. 240 minutes, or is he
maybe real life minute like
if that's true, then even better. Then respect to you if you've actually worked it. That's probably right. Real life minutes. That's like when you get an A+ on your report. With
shit! I forgot the score.
Yeah, because you're not used to it. Where's the Leicester goal button? Oh, we deleted it because there's no need for it.
I had to get the cobwebs off it there. Sorry. No, I was gonna quickly show you this video of the club shop. Absolutely rammed.
The referee is down injured. What has happened here? The referee is laying down on the pitch in pain.
Who took him out?
The referee.
Did you see that?
Vardy blew the whistle.
What a ledge.
There is only one Jamie Vardy.
What's wrong with him?
He got clipped in the face as a bitch. He barely even got touched by Ayu, and he's fucking down on the ground. That's some Leeds level.
I mean,
it was Ayu as well.
It was Ayu.
If I was touched by Ayu, I would react like that too.
Could you imagine if he sends Ayu off for
The ref is actually genuinely down. I do believe it was.
Hey, Ayu kind of like
this area,
slapped him a little bit.
Towards the what is it called in English? This.
Oh no, he didn't.
What is this area called on your head? Around the tinning.
Temple.
Yeah, around the temple, right? And it's an area where it can really hurt and you can get sick. So I think it was, an elbow towards the temple, which definitely is understandable.
Football heritage.
Dude, I mean.
What did you say, Luke?
Wait.
What do you mean?
Referee in the Premier League, by the way, for the ref. It's his first in the Premier League game.
What the fuck is he doing, dude? He got scraped in the face by a fingernail. He's laying on the ground. What a bitch!
But what happened? He barely got touched. He's gone down like he's been shot.
As I said, I think it's something. He got hit towards the temple, right? I think it's something to do with that. Like you need to be careful of those.
No,
it can really hurt.
What do you mean? Oh, you breathed on him.
Oh, Jamie
Could
Vardy
you
should-
imagine if the first red card we get this season is because Jordan Ayew elbowed
I
the
don't think he's
referee?
getting a red card. He'll probably just apologize and then they move on.
Yeah, look at that
Nice
nice
1-2
goal.
touch.
Yeah.
If we could keep Bilal, man, I'd love that. And honestly, brilliant finish by Jamie Vardy. He's so. I mean, you can see how much it means to him. He's definitely happy about
Yeah.
that.
One more
he's
he
fine.
needs.
Look at him. He's fine. In response to this, Manny, what if Vardy went to Forest? Would you still not give a shit? Like, would you just be like, oh yes, he can do what you want? I don't know. That would be a bit. Obviously, he won't. But I'm just saying. There are a lot of empty seats still, though, right? In the KP.
Tons. Look at them.
Yeah.
Massive, like plenty of
What's the ref
room.
doing?
I reckon
They've stopped
Vardy-
the ref. No, linesman still. There.
They might be changing referee.
I reckon Jordan Ayew puts on a referee's kit and starts reffing the game. I reckon
David Webb had his, head referee debut there as a ref in the Premier League. And according to the Danish commentator I'm listening to, he's not looking like he's going to carry on. He's walked down the tunnel as the linesman is on the pitch. Jordan Ayew's bald head is shining in the sun here at Leicester. So he might just be getting the first red card of our season.
What for though?
Oh, I mean, just
What did he do?
the referee.
Are they saying that?
No. He's not actually getting a red. No, he's not.
It's going to be about 10 minutes of injury time here, surely.
Yeah, it's gonna be
The ref is time wasting. Yeah, give him a yellow.
Yeah, this ref should be sacked and just never allowed to fucking ref again. Like, you telling me you go onto the ground because someone fucking scraped past your forehead
Yeah,
like that?
look at that picture, Locks. There's loads of empty seats there.
I agree with you.
Notably in the director's box, though, it must be said.
I bet some people just decide to sprint down to the concourse and try and get some drinks.
Look. We got a new ref. He's come off. The ref's actually come off. Look, he's getting undressed.
Yeah.
Right. What is he honestly going to say? Like,
By the way, that's Andrew Neville, Luke. Luke, that's Andrew Neville there. You see him, the grey-haired guy. He does. Go on.
You go on.
No, I was going to say he's one of the board members as well, alongside Rodkin.
What, that creepy looking, like, Colonel Sanders
Yeah.
looking bloke?
The one who looks just as creepy as John Rodkin does. Yeah, you can imagine him in a horror movie, looking through your bedroom window at
Imagine
night.
him in an ice cream chucked fucking in your sunny old Leicester right now.
It's been so long. They're genuinely warming up on the pitch, by the way. The VAR room with their gaming HyperX headsets are, who's that? I recognize that guy.
Bro,
Mike,
are you
Mike
telling
Oliver.
me
Michael Oliver.
if you're a dude and your missus is watching you play and you're
Oh
reffing
my
right
god,
now,
that is a horrendous trim. That's
are you going to go to the fucking ground like that?
That is unbelievable. What did I just see? Did you all see that?
I mean,
That is definitely worse than my trim. Unbelievable.
Luke, what did you say?
I said, if you're the ref, okay,
Yeah.
and your missus or your daughter or some shit, if you have any shred of masculinity or dignity, and someone runs past you and breathes on you and maybe slightly touches your forehead, and you go down like a gunshot, go down the tunnel, how do you carry yourself like a man for the rest of your life? What's the excuse? What are you gonna say, brother? I felt his knuckles scrape my head and I went down, bro. It hurt. Like, you're a bitch, dude. That's
He was
embarrassing.
rolling around as well. He was literally
He
rolling
was.
around the floor.
He was.
What is he saying on the ground? Oh yeah, guys, I can't be fucked. Or I've got to. What did he just say
Yeah,
on
that's the
ground?
only thing I can think of. It's
No
like, man, this
question.
game is so
Annoying.
corrupt.
I mean,
But it's not even been that bad a game, I don't think.
the fact that he wasn't even able to blow the whistle as well. Like, he was dead serious about how hurt he was. Oh, Bettner again, stretching.
Why was there a woman in the stands, a Leicester fan,
With
with a microphone?
Communicating to VAR with Michael
Yeah.
Oliver.
That was weird. She's probably doing a
I
watch-along from the stadium.
Honestly, mate, look at this bloke's haircut. Are you seeing that on the screen
Oh,
right
dude,
now?
there are definitely worse
that's-
trims than what I'm
that's
having out
nuts,
there.
brother. I've gone back and
Did you see the Southampton one who had like a skin fade and then just miles of hair? Like,
deflecting.
Yeah, I am deflecting, bro. I am deflecting. I am
Kate
deflecting.
said the new Pope election is quicker than this.
Yeah.
Right,
There
that's
we
it.
go. The bowl
guy
cut's been
definitely has to
updated,
be
lads. I hope you all enjoy.
This is nuts.
Is this
I think I might go make a cup of coffee.
Go for it, mate. You may as well. You may as well.
Yeah, I could take the camera out with me. You can see the kitchen out there, you know. Little tutorial on how I make my instant coffee.
Fucking welcome to the Leicester City fucking haircut spotting watchalong.
Yeah. I'm trying to make myself feel better about the shit my barber served me up. I pay what 30 quid for it as well. He's pretty pricey.
I gotta say, a few months ago, actually, Duck, I went to my barber and he actually cut my ear accidentally. I was like, yeah.
Ooh.
Did he let you have it for free?
Well, at first, like they were gonna like, oh, we'll give you some money off. I was like, bro, you're cutting my hair for free. So I was gonna say, if I'd have come out of that, I would have said that I want that's a free haircut, mate.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, he just doesn't know my hair type really, because my hair is so straight that it can't be down to a messy fringe. I've tried to give it texture, you know, while drying it this morning after the shower, and when it dries, it just, you know, falls flat. Right? It is just cooked. And sadly for me, I have to be performing like a pretty big arena in Copenhagen in like a little month's time with my work as a caster. So like I'll be in front of, we have 4,000 people in the audience, something with some shit ass hair. It's really annoying.
Man, is this still happening? Oh my god, this is ridiculous.
I'm actually going to make a cup of coffee, guys. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Doc, do me a favor.
Yeah.
Go on, Luke.
Can you, when you come back, can you pause it for 5 seconds so I can sync up with you?
Okay, I'll do that, mate.
What's the cola coming out for?
He's going to be the ref. I think Doc has one of them stick-on wigs. He keeps pressing it down. What are you saying, Luke?
I cannot believe. Why have we not seen a replay of this fake fucking simulation from the ref?
Well, I do not have a wig on. I just have boring ass hair.
Yeah. You're not. You got one of them things that you get stuck to your head.
I mean, I don't have a wig on. Like, it's a toupee or whatever you want to call it. This is my just natural hair. Is this better? Like, this is the messy fringe my barber wanted. If that's all I can give him.
Apparently, the announcers in the ground are like apologizing to the fan. I think the fans are probably fucking happy.
It's the fourth official will take over. By the way, that's what I heard.
Yeah,
so the fourth official will take over, and I will pause, and there we go.
Bring on Edouard as ref.
Was that better, Luke? Yeah, exactly. I ain't got fluffy hair, but apparently my barber didn't realize that before he started fucking up my my hair.
EPL is rigged. Confirm.
Huh?
How does it confirm anything?
Joint third bottom. Oh, we're level on points with Ipswich now, are we? Okay.
And we played them in a few games' time.
We could finish 17th.
I mean, the thing is, right? This is
18th. You wish we could finish 17th.
Yeah.
This is the easy run of fixtures we have as well, by the way. So, I mean, I think, like, fair play to Wolves. They definitely upped the tempo. If only there was one more team as shit as us, we would have still had a chance of being this horrible, because we could definitely, like, win, 3 of our remaining 4 fixtures if we take
we're not even on 20 points yet, though. That's insane. At this point of the season, if we were only on 30, I'd consider that in trouble. We're on like 18 right now or something, aren't we? It's awful.
No, we should be on 20 with these 3, right? We were.
Well, this game's not over yet. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're absolutely. Yeah, with that, you're right.
I mean, even if we get to 21 points after 35 games is absolutely criminal.
You know what's
that's funny. Who knows? Finish 18th for Man City, get bombed out of the league. That would be amazing. Could you imagine that? Stay up on 21 points or something.
Imagine if that happened. But weren't we supposed to know something about the case now? I remember hearing late March or something.
Hold on.
How is there not a backup referee, 1, and B, all mics should be ref in all leagues, period. Dead set.
This has literally gone on for over 20 minutes, it feels
Here's
like.
The replay. Bong. Okay, it is actually. He does definitely get hit by a Jordan.
Yeah, stop making excuses for him. Stop being a pussio. Listen, I swear, I just saw a caller. I just saw a caller in the call-in show on the in the stands. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, great.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, not a regular, but someone who's called in before.
Who was it?
I can't remember his name.
Oh man, does this mean we've got to make 2 referee ratings for the match ratings? Referee 1 and referee 2.
Just give him a 0 for the first one.
Yeah, they should. Seriously, that must have taken about 15 minutes? 10 minutes at least. crazy stoppage.
That's a red card in rugby, somebody said. Right, well, we're back underway, and we've got some random guy. You know, because what they do is, obviously, as Duck said, you know, the fourth official becomes the. Can you see this guy's wearing a shirt under his tracksuit? The new guy who does the bit on the champions again. What are you, a Leeds fan?
We're back.
We are back. We are back.
And it is Southampton with the ball.
Wow.
How's the weather right now, by the way?
Completely breaks up the game. Oh, nice on Ndidi. Cuts out the pass.
I think we lost Luke.
What do you make of if Russell Martin was appointed as the manager then?
I would.
You go, Lux.
Yeah. Oh, no, I was just going to say anything's better than Rude. I mean, I'd take him over Rude. I would take Steve Cooper over fucking Ruud van Nistelrooy. So
you would
100%.
Proven in the championship. Oh, that was a shocking pass indeed.
Yeah, I don't know. What about you, Luke? What are you thinking about Russell Martin, mate?
I was waiting for you to actually bring up Lee Carsley. I pulled up his record and everything, and I'd be very, very scared of him. He's never held an actual club for longer than an actual season. So he's had caretaking positions left, right, and centre, developing youth. I've seen that. Yes, I'm well aware of that for England. But in terms of actual club football and going on concurrent seasons, I think that's a dangerous appointment. What are your thoughts?
And he did that weird thing. Like, he was just very weird at England. Like, so obviously there was the whole little thing with the national anthem, which is fine. Like, whatever. That is what it is, right? Where he refused to sing the national anthem. But then he was like, "Oh, I don't really want the job. I don't want to be England." Like, he was being asked in press conferences. "Oh, so are you in the running?"
But people say that he knew that Tuchel had been appointed by then. That's why.
I don't know. I just find him. There's just, I don't know. I just get a weird vibe from him. I get this vibe. Do you remember the old, like, the PE teachers at schools that were like quite clearly like a bit dodgy? You know what I mean? He reminds me of one of them. I don't know.
What, dodgy how? Go on. What are you saying, bro?
Don't know. Who knows?
He's here on the wing. Or stuff it out.
Tries to take on two members and instead ends up losing the ball on the touchline. And Southampton recoup possession and will look to try and build up from the back. They have been horrible at that, to be honest. As now
they're normally better at playing out from the back than this.
Oh my god! Horrible background. It is horrible from Southampton.
Sign him up. Sign him up for Leicester. Sign him up.
I know he's got energy and enthusiasm, but McAteer is like Daka on the right wing, just a headless chicken, just running around, just doing nothing. Like, are you playing as a right winger? Are you tracking back and playing
the game against Rotherham?
Wing back. What are you doing? Like, you're just all over the place, dude.
Would you take him though, Luke, over Ayew?
Who, McAteer?
Yeah.
Fuck. In the Championship, yes. Premier League, I'd pick Ayew. I know that sounds weird, but I just think McAteer is just not.
Get out, Luke. Get out.
I know. I'm
on here, guys. We have scored from set pieces before, as Jordan Ayew will put one in, and it does connect with Ndidi, but he can only extend the cross and not put his final noggin on it to get it in the box or get it in the back of the net. You can go into your discussion on that. But I look at what you're saying, Luke, right? You said about McAteer, and what's he doing the first thing after we lose the ball? Just instantly just chasing whoever has it. I do at the very least like the McAteer plays for the badge. He has some decent finishing at times as well. Like that Rotherham game in the Championship. I'm happy we're seeing him play now because he at the very least puts everything out on the pitch compared to the people who are a bit lazy or doesn't look bothered at all.
No, I know, but at the end of the day, like, you can't just give people like a position in the starting 11 because simply they try at the top level of flight of football in the world, man. You can't just be like, he tries for the badge, he runs around a lot, man. You got to have more than that at this level of football, in my opinion, and he hasn't been able to demonstrate that since the Rotherham game you mentioned 18 months ago.
I think he can do it in the Championship, but he was definitely not the same when the injury hit him. Since the injury hit him. I mean, I agree with it. It's the technical that's lacking, right? He's got 2/3 of the game if you're thinking football manager style. He's got the physical stats in terms of the pace and acceleration. He's got the mentals, and then the technical ability is just severely lacking, right? He's shown glimpses, but it's just not consistent enough, and that's the big flaw that he has in his game, in my opinion.
I don't think he's I like McAteer, and I know I sound harsh right now, and he's a Leicester, but what I'm more alluding to is not him necessarily so much on the ball that bothers me. It's his positioning. I don't think he reads the ball as well as he could possibly at this level of what I would like to see. Is what I'm trying to say.
I mean, I can understand that. I think though for the championship, if he'd be fine as a squad player, but then again, I'd rather have someone like Will Alves be the squad player next season or whatever, who you still have the belief can grow and maybe reach higher highs.
Right, Southampton looking to play out again. Here we go.
That's risky. That's a long ball up the midfield, but no one's there to connect with it instead.
No,
it is Southampton maintaining great press though from Skip, who wins the ball back safely. Go on, Skip.
Go on, Ollie, Skip.
I mean, he has to be part of the Leicester squad next season, no doubt about it. So good to get some minutes in those legs as Jim Justin plays a ball up to Casey McAteer, who doesn't connect with it well and does lose it as Ugochukwu turns on Ndidi.
Ugochukwu.
Yes, James Justin picks it up.
Yes, indeed.
Touch, but still keeps a hold of it, and we pass backwards. Okay.
Oh, he looks gassed already. That break of that fucking ref wasn't enough. That's why I smacked him in the head of that fucking break.
Half time, 3 changes. Golding, Evans, and
lovely.
Margaret. Woo! Great turn from you. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, sexy.
He's
back at his show, lad.
Granddad plays it out to Casey McAtee on the wing, who could put in the cross first time and connects with it. Is Luke Thomas and ends up being a corner. Someone got a foot on it who isn't a Leicester man. And
is this the championship preview? Absolutely.
Dust off the skip tackles button. He's got one.
Yeah.
Decent cross as well. Bilal Kanush mistimes his shot. Maybe one tricky slin from Patson Daka. Not connecting with the cross.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens with Luton. It'd be hilarious if after padding their team with all of these championship all-stars, they have to sell them all going down to League One.
I think that's to some of them, right? You'd imagine so.
Well, this is crazy. I think they still get parachute payments from the Premier League in League One.
Yeah, now they get one more year, so they'll have plenty.
They might. Do they get championship parachute payments as well? That'd be crazy.
Think that's a thing, though. Not something I'm aware of. As Jordan Ayew plays the ball in. Yeah, I mean, the internet from Australia is not always brilliant. Offside on Jordan Ayew. Luke would have loved to see that.
I was gonna say, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say, no, I've lost it. I've absolutely lost it. Alves relegated. Is he that good? Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that.
I think just for a squad player, in my opinion, he's someone you believe can still grow. I don't want him starting game in, game out. But I think, playing the 30 minutes off the bench after Fatawu comes off or after Mavadidi comes off or whoever will be on the wing, I think that's totally fine. I want to, give him a fair shot. Remember, he's playing in a shit team as well. You're a low-knee 19-year-old coming in.
Maybe he just needs to be playing week in, week out. It's interesting because the Gary Rowett for Oxford was saying how Ben Nelson is like, if Ben Nelson isn't playing first team for Leicester next season, he'll be playing in the Premier League. So that was pretty good words from him. But then the Cardiff fans are like just saying Will Alves just tries to do step overs rather than make anything happen.
Fuming as well, right? Everything's going wrong with the club. They're getting relegated. Of course, just like we are, we're extra negative, extra mad about everything around the club because it is all just shit, right? So obviously they are going to be a bit more harsh on him, but I don't think you can pin the relegation on someone who has been there for half the season and is 19-year-old playing his way in senior minutes.
If you're going to do step overs anyway, you're going to do it on loan. You're not going to do it fucking around.
Hold on. That space beats his man, but gets tackled from behind.
Free kick. Yeah.
Dangerous free kick here.
I think he dealt on the ball there, though. He could have made something happen. Yeah, Ethan, that's a good idea. A lone player recap. Maybe if we could get some of the fans from those clubs on, because we don't know anything about it, that would be really good.
Luke, isn't it nice to see Luke Thomas on the left-hand side instead of that Danish Kendall wannabe, Victor Christiansen?
I got to admit it. I'm sorry. I've been saying it for a while, man. But yeah, I definitely think that I'm much rather Thomas, as painful as it is, than Christiansen. Christiansen now hasn't been in for a while. We know why. He's very one-dimensional. He can make a run up the left-hand side of the pitch and maybe hope that he gets a left cross into the box where you're going to have Vardy versus 5 defenders. Other than that, he offers nothing. He should have been playing football 20, 30 years ago and he would have been a star, though.
That's a compliment. That's a compliment. That's a
Going
compliment.
a bit too hard. I think Luke Thomas been. I didn't watch the Wolves games. I was out with my family in Copenhagen eating some nice lunch, so I didn't get to see that. But he was great in the Liverpool game. Dog shit in the Brighton game, right? So you win some, you lose some.
What I would say is
He's the worst player of the season. Sorry.
What I would say is Thomas has. I would say Thomas is an improvement, but that's not
recently
saying
he's definitely
much.
been an improvement.
Well, it's not saying much because Victor has been shit as well, right?
I don't think any of them are good enough in general. But I was genuinely impressed with Luke Thomas's game against Liverpool. That's against Mo Salah. Fair enough. This is Southampton. They're just as shit as us. So I mean, we need to at the very least look competent against them. Let's see this free kick though. Jordan,
oh my God, he's taking the free kick. I bet he scores now, but still.
You could definitely make Luke take the knee or bend the knee here. Jordan, are you? A horrible shot. Never mind.
Stupid.
Oh, never mind.
Clip that.
Jordan, are you? Point to the right head. He's got more than 5 brain cells in there as he kicks it in the back of the net.
All part of the plan, Duck. All part of the plan. Jordan Ayew, awful free kick. Comes off the wall, but he just hits the ricochet first time, right foot. Actually, a really good secondary strike, but...
The first shot is horrible.
Yeah.
It's a disaster. He's looking for the nuts of some of the players, hitting them right in the danger zone, and instead, afterwards, he just first time rifles it in towards the...
Yeah, I mean, the second is a really quite a good hit. The first one is really...
Luke, what do you have to say on this? What do you have to say on this, you beautiful Australian?
What did he say? What did Luke say before the goal? What did he say?
I think I called him a turtle or something. I don't even know what I said, to be honest. I willed that goal.
No, it was El Khanous with the assist. Unless he's talking about the assist for himself then with that one movement.
Now Faz is laughing as well. He's shocked that the ball beauty managed to actually connect with the ball cleanly. And we're back on the way 2-0 up. We've scored 2 goals at home.
Oh.
This is
I'll be honest though, if I was a Southampton fan, I'd be extremely worried because.
But does this not show the gap, right? That we're able to fucking eat quite.
Oh! Luke Thomas! Aye. Go on.
Well, like it shows the gap.
The players look confident now.
Penalty. Hey.
I see what you're saying, Luke. I see what you're saying. As Wout Faes, that's a bit of dancing with the stars there. That's a beautiful turnaround. That gives us a free kick. 12 minutes of added time.
Yeah, it's meant. Do you know what? I'm not sure that's even enough. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah,
I'll be interested to see if Ayew actually stays or not, though. I get the feeling he won't want to play Championship football.
No one's going to buy him.
Yeah, and people say that, like, oh, he would stay for the money, but I mean, I don't know. You say that, but the sort of player I could see him getting loaned out to someone for a season.
We've got a video from Kate, who's obviously at the ground. Here we go.
That was a Man City fucking reaction. That goal,
the goal doesn't matter at all, though. So it's understandable, right? We're all just here for the laughs.
Yeah.
That was awful.
Attempts on target. Aaron Ramsdale masterclass. 2 shots on targets, 2 goals from Leicester. Yeah. As the 2 dinosaurs have gotten goals as well. Bilal Khanous with a through ball. Luke Thomas will try and connect with it, but it's too weighted. And he can't quite close the gap as
Locks.
Is it Jan Bednarek has it out?
Send a message to Kate saying Luke said keep it down. You're going to get kicked out of the King Power Library.
Yeah, I'll send that.
I can hear you from here.
But see, I mean, for me, this is nice, right? We're 2-0 up. It doesn't matter if we win this game, but we're having a bit of fun. I'm smiling and laughing a bit again. And I mean, while it is just a tiny bit of sunshine in what is still dark clouds looming over this football.
Oh, that was it could have been for 3 hit kicks.
For the one-on-one. Should have got inside for his left foot, but instead tries the shot instead.
Oh, trash! Fucking.
I love the delay loop from your game you're watching.
Compare it to Ayew. That sums up McAteer though. He's made the perfect run, and then just the end product is just not really good enough, is it? But
that's
still solid.
Standard.
Yeah, coming back to Ayew, the thing is you
sorry, go on.
You say no one will want to buy him. I could see him going on loan to one of the promoted clubs though, because how many goals has he got now? Is that his 5th goal of the season?
Yeah, he's one of our top scorers,
Yeah.
Casey McAteer wins it back alongside Ndidi. Up to
could be a chance there.
We know he
Elkanou's
can shoot from
Vardy.
here.
Oh,
Will he do so? He does, but it's
no, that was greedy. That was greedy
He
from
peaked.
Elkanou's, if you ask me.
The Moroccan's a bit greedy, and he did get hit in the face before. I don't know
Yeah,
what
from
one.
my-
It looks like it's pepper spray by the way he's acting, but I heavily
Yeah.
doubt it.
This is the first time I've seen this team look confident, though, all season long.
It's fun. It's fun to see them confident.
Yeah.
Now El Canus, it's time to be a
Yeah, another
Pussy,
27 minutes of injury time.
27 minutes of injury time.
And those rumours are already starting for El Canus, Arsenal.
Yep.
Arsenal
We'll see if he goes. We'll see where he goes and if he goes and how much money as well. I think those are all big things in terms of the decision process, in my opinion.
I'm not sure that's a good move for him though, because he won't get that much game time. It's like I think he's got you'd be understudy to Odegaard though. That I can understand. So I can understand from their perspective. It's like, okay, if we sign a player like this now and we think, it gives us like 3 or 4 year transition plan or something in case we want to do that. But I agree. If I was him, I'd be going to a Premier League team that I'm going to play every single week again.
Yeah, I mean, what team? I think
Brighton or a Fulham,
Yeah.
Palace, Brentford.
I love how we go from like before the game going, why the fuck is IU starting? He's so shit. He's a turtle, and everyone's like, yeah, nah, bro. He's going to demand to go to Brighton, dude. Like, he's not going to go to the Championship.
No,
Not IU, El Canus.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. I think for El Canus.
Hang on, Jordan's on the ball again. Drive it. Oh, he's lost it.
Driving right into a tree. There is nothing there.
Yeah.
I think
I
if El Canus went to Brentford, Duck would cream himself. To be fair,
No. The thing is, Mikkel Damsgaard's been in too good of shape to be benched. He's got 10 plus assists this season, the Dane there. So
Open up your cupboard, bro, and show us the Brentford kit. Go on.
I wouldn't mind getting a Brentford kit, to be honest. I'd like a Brentford kit.
Oh no, that's so wrong, man.
Why is it wrong, man? We won't be in the Premier League for
buy a
5 more years.
Brentford shirt, bro.
I'm not buying it. I'd have to win it in that giveaway or something. Then I'd keep it. They're playing Man United tomorrow. I'll be watching that game as well, to be honest.
Oh, mate.
Where
can
are
I
they in
just
the
say,
league at
by
the moment,
way,
Brentford?
They're still fighting for Europe. They beat Nottingham Forest. They did us all a favour.
Yeah.
Can I just say, every time I've watched Manchester United play in the last few months, Patrick Dorgu has been fucking terrible. What is it with the Danish left backs, bro?
The thing is, Patrick Dorgu just got the move way too early. And I don't know if Luke can remember, but I said it when me and him did the preview. He's a great prospect. You can see the ceiling. I mean, he's versatile as well. But I didn't think he was ready, especially because his weak side is his defensive play. And what is Man United's issue recently? Well, it's conceding a shit ton of goals. So, I mean, I love the kid. I think he's got a bright future ahead of him, but the move to Man United was way too soon.
How much did they buy him for?
35 million.
Really?
How
That's
much was Evans?
expensive.
He was good until he got injured. What do you know the severity? I never ended up finding out how bad that injury was.
Who? Sorry.
Who was the other young Arsenal? Was it Heaven or Haven? I don't know how to pronounce
Oh,
it. Sorry.
Aiden Heaven.
Oh,
Heaven.
United, yeah.
They're
What
still
was the
playing for
injury that
United.
But did he not get injured in that game? I thought it looked quite serious. He got stretched off.
Oh, I can't remember. I think hasn't he played recently? I thought I saw him
He's
last game,
good.
but I mean, I'm watching them with half an eye if I'm watching a United game.
Bilal Glazer. Where do you think he should go, Bilal? Would you actually say? I don't know. There's an argument to say if he stays with Leicester in the Championship, he'll be Player of the Season in the Championship.
I reckon we hang on to him, and then we're just going to see all the Moroccans turn into the Algerians saying "free fucking El Kanoush." I think where does he realistically end up going? I got to be honest with you. I could see him going to a club like either Brighton, Aston Villa, maybe even potentially, or even Fulham. Fulham would be a really good move for him. To be honest,
Fulham could be a good shout.
Leverkusen as a Florian Wirtz replacement. Not a bad shout.
Oh, Jamie Vardy could connect with a very long ball here. Keeps it on a very acute angle. Can't shoot from here, but the cross could come through from Bilal Kanoush, who picks up the ball instead. He does a bit of a ball roll, drags it in towards the box and tries to beat his man. Does so, and now the cross comes in. It's open at the back.
Oh, crossbar.
Wasn't good enough, and it connects with the crossbar. KSI would have jumped up celebrating that in a crossbar challenge, but rather it's out for a goal kick for Southampton.
I was going to say, you know how we take the piss out of you in your shirt stock. Genuine
Quite
question.
rightly.
Yeah. If Vardy signed for Brentford, would you buy a Vardy shirt? Vardy Brentford shirt.
If I went to London to watch Brentford, no, because I would be buying another. I would have had to get another Dane on my shirt. Maybe like a who would I get then? I don't know. Probably like either Damsgaard. I mean, no, Narcos played for.
Why didn't you buy like a Jorgensen fucking Chelsea shirt? You picked
because I love Dewsbury Hall. I love Dewsbury Hall.
You love Vardy.
I love Vardy too, but I mean, Dewsbury Hall is my one of my favorite players ever since the season we got relegated. To be honest, I mean, we could go through the shirt collection. It is quite a bit of a shirt collection.
I feel like I'm in the minority here. My favorite part of Dewsbury Hall was his ascendancy. The season we finished 8th, he kind of broke into the team, and it was like he just got better and better every year. I really liked the come up that season for Dewsbury Hall. Obviously, he was a beast. Yeah, I agree, Duck. But there was like a period where Dewsbury Hall just looked like he was getting better and better, and he just when he first started to become kind of a fan favorite. Do you know what I mean? When he broke into
that
the
Liverpool
team,
game, he was outstanding. When even Klopp was like, "Where have they been hiding you?"
I thought that was awesome.
Nope, Southampton attack it. Skip deals a bit though.
As plastic as Lego.
That was nice.
That's
wrong. Lovely, Diddy.
Yeah, let's see.
Why are you driving now? And of course,
that's the free kick.
Yeah,
I'll make it very clear. I'm not plastic. I think that's a bit too hard. That's taking it too far. I mean, I think it's very clear with how many hours I spent on this football club, regardless of how shit we are. I spent more than £1,000 flying to Leicester to watch them play fucking Plymouth Argyle 4-0.
Well, although you did go to Chelsea as well the same week.
Yeah. No.
I'm joking. Haircut, you get called out.
I mean, we can joke all we want about my jerseys, and I think that's fair. That's a fun joke. But please do not disrespect how much time and money I've wasted on Leicester City. Like, they are my ride or die club in England, and I've never stopped following them until I die.
I think it's a cult. I think it's a culture thing. Like, I just, I was telling you the other day. I was telling you the other day about in my eyes, the rule is you can't buy a shirt from the same country as your club.
I think no other club's got one.
Well, but I think if I'm in Spain and I see a Barca shirt, I'm buying a Barca shirt. Like, I don't know, it's different.
No, man, I think you can't do that. No,
I don't know. Let us know in the chat. Let us know in the chat what you would do.
I'm Aussie, bro. So you can't be swapping teams like that. That's fucked. Like that.
It's not swapping teams.
Luke, would you buy a shirt for a team in another sport, or is that in Aussie rules pussy as well?
Well, no, bro, because it's a different sport. What the fuck are you talking about?
No, you can only have one sport and one team. You've gone soft, Luke. You've gone soft.
No, man. They're not going to play against each other.
I think. Would you not buy, Luke? Would you not buy an A-League shirt?
Oh, Southampton
Southampton fans. Hold on Luke's Aussie shirts here, as Mateus Fernandes could get the cross in, but it gets blocked by Skippy, who gives away the corner.
Yeah, do you not have any shirts? Do you not have an
I've got an England. I've got an England kit, but that's because of my grandparents, so I'm allowed. Okay.
No. You're Australian.
Whoa.
Exactly. What? Plastic, Luke.
Plastic Aussie.
I wouldn't have another nation shirt.
I switched governments, bro, with international football breaks on.
Luke, you don't even have a barbecue. I bet you've never even seen a kangaroo. You've not even seen a kangaroo or a koala before, have you?
They're not real, dude. I'm not even in Australia. I'm in another country. I'm in Canada.
1 minute until the break, by the way.
Time.
I think for me it's very much, if there's any slight rivalry or hatred, I wouldn't buy the club's shirt if it's in the same country. I'd never touch a Nottingham Forest jersey. I'd never touch a Coventry jersey. There are so many jerseys I wouldn't touch because I don't like the clubs. But there are clubs as well which have nothing to do with Leicester, which I wouldn't mind getting a jersey from.
Luke, do you see many koalas?
I don't want to tell him. Not where I'm from. I'm in Western Australia, so there's no koala bears here. And to answer your question, Peter, I used to be a West Coast Eagles supporter through and through, and I switched governments. I can't watch AFL anymore, and let's not talk about Aussie rules here.
Manny,
but you just asked me
talking about.
Let's get straight into the shirts, because I actually like collecting football shirts, but I agree with Logs. I've only got one club in England, that's Leicester, and that's the only club I'll ever buy. Because I don't want to give money to anyone who is or might be my competition. That's just my way. But I mean, it's like
it's half time.
It feels icky to do it when it's your own country, especially
2 goals at home, Vardy, clean sheet. It's the stuff of the Championship.
I was gonna say, yeah, Manny's talking about the shirts. Manny, did you not want to address the Chugosaurus screamer?
Hey, it's Championship.
Manny,
game,
turn your
so-
mic up as well, by the way.
Yeah.
Sorry, is that better?
Yeah, it's
A
great.
little bit.
Yeah.
Still a bit quiet, yeah.
Is that still a bit quiet? Okay, hopefully that's better. It's a Championship game. It's Southampton. Let's remember, we're playing the worst Premier League team in history, ever.
And we're beating them 2-0, and we haven't been outplayed. We
should be
haven't been
beating them.
dominant.
We should be
but-
beating them. They're the worst
Yeah.
team ever in the Premier League.
Yeah. But I mean, it's nice to know that we can actually, score some goals without looking like we're going to concede 10 every half.
It does remind you that we're unlikely to lose 16 out of 19 in the Championship because there is just a big standard in the teams you're playing, and the standard is so much worse. I mean, as bad as we all feel, we've been laughing through it. Remember, Saints are also having their second relegation in 3rd years, and both times they've finished even lower than we did.
That's the thing. We can't lose to Southampton, man. That is embarrassing because while we have been shit, they've always been shitter than us. Like, they've always been worse. They've always been the bottom of the barrel, Those South Coast folk who must, dread week in, week out turning on the stream. At least I don't dread it as much, right? Because I have a hope of seeing something that actually resembles football and not just, pure incompetency on the pitch. And that's why this game, to me, was important to win. Obviously, we haven't won it yet, but we've been laughing. We've been having a bit of fun. We've been, bantering around a bit, and it's just nice to remember that while it might suck being a Leicester fan, at least we're not Southampton.
And Neil, am I dreaming, or did this just not happen? Skip running the midfield.
He did not run the midfield. I think he gave the ball away quite a few times as well. It wasn't awful, but
He's been okay. A bit good, a bit shit.
yeah. The best players in that half, probably El Khanous. I thought Luke Thomas was pretty good, to be honest with you. Who else? I thought Ndidi was quite good. He did give the ball away once or twice. There was a few times where he turned out of trouble, won the ball back.
I did get a text off Kate actually about Ndidi and said, "Can Wilf pass it forward? Like physically, can he pass it forward?" I think that's a little bit harsh, to be fair.
Yeah, that's pretty hard. We know we can. Right?
And he did it quite a few times. So I don't know what her hatred is for Wilf. Is Kate a Reform UK vote though?
Steady.
Whoa!
Sometimes people just have a bit of a hate boner for a certain player, right? I think some have
Like
it
you
out
and
for different
Thomas.
players.
Like you and Thomas.
I think I'm very
you hate
reasonable on Thomas. I'm open for praising him when he plays well.
You don't remember earlier on the season, Palace away? Do you remember the goal?
The Palace away, I was at
Will.
the wedding that day.
Yeah,
I
the
think
ball
saw
over
the
the top.
highlights.
But what happened before Vardy finished it?
Yeah, the ball
And
over the
long
top.
ball, right?
Wilf won the ball and put the ball straight over the top on a plate for Vardy. So I mean, okay, some of his passing isn't great, but then Harry Winks gave the ball away like 5 times in like 10 minutes against Man United when he came off the pitch. Loads of our players give the ball away. That's why we're rubbish.
Okay, Manny. Can you now give me your opinions on my fast twitch fibers haircut according to the chat's wishes? How bad is it?
It's fast twitch receding.
Let me have a look. I haven't had a good look at it.
It's
yet.
not. I mean, it's not bad. It's not that bad. It's not that receding.
Oh, that's a bold cut, bro. I haven't even looked at it properly just yet.
Sometimes you got to be careful
it's
because it looks
horrible.
like you've got like
Take the mic off.
a lady's front bottom right on the front of your head. So you just
That's
gotta
how
be-
we're looking. That's how we're looking.
Yeah, do
now
the
I
old-
see
do
why
the
you're
back
going for
thing.
the fringe.
That's my barber's fault, mate. That's my barber's fault. I didn't want the fringe.
No, you keep the fringe, mate.
All
Right,
well,
guys,
let's
I've
talk
got
about
to shoot.
me.
I've got to shoot.
Yeah, man.
I've got to shoot. We didn't tell the chat. Manny's my substitute today, so he's
Yeah.
jumped in. So.
Can rate it
Chainsaws
later.
coming on.
All right,
See you
boys.
later.
Enjoy
you
the
later. Have a
9-0.
good one.
Enjoy the 9-0. Enjoy the 9-0.
Hopefully.
Yeah, sound.
You're sacked,
What have we
bro.
made of that half, Manny?
Yeah, I mean, I've been watching it, but I've been not really been. I've sort of watching it, but not really watching it. It's more fun listening
Yeah.
to you, lot, to be honest. Because I mean, you're not going to learn anything. It's not going to teach you anything. If anything, it can actually give you sort of false hope in a way, because you think, oh, that's not going to be a problem. This is going to be fine next year. Look, he's brilliant today, And you can think, oh, therefore we don't need to buy a player in the summer because look what he can do. So you see what I mean? These are dangerous games to learn too much from. So just take it with a pinch of salt. We scored at home. Vardy got a goal. 199.
Can he get another one? His best chance to do it.
I mean, I almost want him to save it for his very last home game. You know what I mean? Like, it would be the romantic way. The last home game, 200, bang on. Go out with a lap of the pitch, few tears, everything's magic. But if he does it today, I mean, he could do it today because just Saints are so damn bad.
Yeah, I mean, by the way, guys, great comment in the chat about my hair. The Playmobil one is the most. I normally like to describe it as I have like, the average old school Lego figure hair, right? The one you just clunk on top of it. But yeah, I mean,
you're taking it like a champ. To be fair,
I mean, I know my barber.
I would have the cap on for sure.
I know my barber fucked me up. I've accepted it over the past week, right? I think it'll grow out, and when it grows out and gets longer, it will be all right again. But I've never been in love with my hair.
Danish boy bands, but it's a bit of a boy band look, I'd say, Duck.
It is.
Hey, look, that works for a lot of people. Don't listen to these haters, yeah? They wish, they could be boy band hair material. I promise you. They're just dreaming. Look,
500 appearances for Vardy, yeah.
I feel like I've got a decent face card, right? So I mean, I don't feel like I'm doing too bad here.
What's the famous?
Sadly, though, the barber did just scam me.
What is the most famous Danish boy band? Has there been one ever? I can't think. Aqua.
There's been Danish boy bands in Denmark, of course, right?
No, nobody knows about that.
Who sung "Take on Me"? Were they not from Denmark?
No.
I mean, but you're talking about Danish boy bands. And I'm telling you, I don't think we've had anyone that made it outside of Denmark. But there have been bands like
Aqua. It wasn't a boy band.
That wasn't a boy band, but Aqua is Danish.
No, it wasn't a boy band. Yeah. So Barbie girl, you've got a Ken haircut. Super.
Yeah, I mean, I've not got a Ken haircut, mate. I've got a fucking Lego figure haircut. I think if Anil can find like a picture of the old school Lego figures, that's how I normally had my hair before. Now it's even more fucked because he like trimmed the front head. But the old school Lego where the guy just has a hair going like this, that's essentially what I've had all my life. Because I mean, it's all right. It doesn't offend anyone, and it doesn't make me look worse than I look. And then we just pray the face can carry it, right? When I talk to the ladies at the bar, and that normally goes all right. So we take it.
I don't want to take any style tip. Don't take any style tips from me. I'm still living in a world where Miami Vice and Don Johnson are cool. So don't listen to me.
Here's an interesting one for you. So, who do you think won the Golden Boot in the Championship, and how many goals did they score?
Is it still Boya Saints?
Is it
or just Sargent?
He got overtaken in the end.
Someone on 16, probably.
And in the end, it was Joel Pirro, but only 19. Yeah. Where if you remember, Sammy Schmodix, how many did he score? Like 32 or something ridiculous last time we were there.
Or something. I'm gonna pull that up actually.
That league is awful.
That's what we're learning. Yeah, we were seeing like 2 teams got 100 points this time around. That's mental.
Remember, Leeds sold about £100 million worth of talent, and then still got nearly 100 points the next season. It just goes to show that we've been sucking up this year. But am I the only one that gets a bit bored of beating poor quality teams every week comfortably? Like, I want to be sort of challenged. Am I the only weird one?
I mean, the thing is, right, Manny, the challenge doesn't come from beating the piss poor teams. It comes from doing it more consistently than the guys challenging you, right? Because you're essentially tracking 2 teams. The fun last year wasn't, we've beat Plymouth Argyle 4-0. The one is, this is big because we keep growing the gap on Leeds and Ipswich, and like they are now chasing. That's where the excitement in the championship comes from if you're battling for promotion. And so it's not about the individual result. It's about feeling good about the football you're playing and then looking at the points, like keeping track of the points, Teddy. That's really where the excitement comes from, right?
Luke, question. If you've got one, you like a bit of boxing, let's say you're a super middleweight. If you had one fight you could ever have, would you rather fight Floyd Mayweather, because he's smaller than you could probably beat him up? Or would you take on Mike Tyson for the pure crack?
Am I going for glory? Am I going for financial incentive?
It's up to you, Luke. It's an insight into your soul, Luke.
I would rather fight Floyd Mayweather just for the pure. I would just swing. Actually, but hang on. If we're talking like right now, I'd probably go Tyson. But like, if we're talking like prime, I'm not gonna fight Mike Tyson in his prime. No fucking way, man. I don't want to die. Like fucking I genuinely think if I tried my hardest to fight Floyd Mayweather, I don't think I could lay a glove on him. Like, he's just that. If you want to talk boxing and get me excited and get my dick hard, you want to watch that fucking highlight against Canelo, man. He looks like a fucking wizard, bro. Nothing could hit him, bro. That was pure sexy, bro. Don't get me started in boxing, bro. I'm just as excited about that as I am football.
Maybe we don't want to go there tonight. Enough of that after Eubank last week. That was a brilliant fight. Hell of a fight. Did you watch it? Did you guys get that over there?
Yeah, of course we did, brother. I see everything.
Magic fight. But I mean, I don't know about you guys, but today's like, I just, what I'd be more excited about, right, even than the 3 points, I want to see the guys on the bench. I want to see Evans. I hope he brings Monga on. We're 2-0 up against Southampton. You know,
He should be doing that. Yeah, should be doing that.
45, there's no pressure. It doesn't even matter if we lose 3-2.
I don't think he'll
That's
do it
what
in
I
the
said.
break.
Yeah.
But I really wanted
minutes.
at the latest at around the 60, 65th minute mark. I don't think he'll do it in the break, although I would like to see it. But I hope the first substitutions, unless it's forced to an injury like in the defense or something, it's the academy kids.
Yeah.
Who do you think, if Jake Evans could come on, what position is he actually going to play? Realistically,
Right
on
wing.
the pitch today.
The right wing he will play. That's
So,
his. I
You
think
Monga on the left then.
I think Monga will come on for McAteer, so that will still be. Actually, I see what you mean. Yeah, because we're doing the inverted wing. Well, he might change the system then. You never know. At the moment, I agree he should put Monga and Evans on the wings, but at the moment we only have one winger, which is McAteer, because IU's drifting inside. He's gone for that system.
Do you know, I would like to see, Anil? I'd like to see Woyo come on for McAteer. I think that could be done, particularly when he can play with both feet. We know he can get advanced up the pitch. He can defend. I think that's a much better option.
I think
Look at
think Golding,
it's not getting.
Golding is the least likely one to come on, though, because of the fact that I think Bilal Kanoush is likely to play a lot of the game. I think if anyone is only to get five or less minutes, it's gonna be Golding, because he's gonna have to trade with Bilal Kanoush, and I don't think that's realistic.
We saw Golding in a pre-season game briefly. He did a little cameo.
Very first one. He played as
Was that the one?
Yeah.
I watched that game and I saw him bring the ball down out of the sky with a touch that was like Maradona-esque.
Yeah, he looked quite good.
Just for us, like a hit second or so. That is Riyad Mahrez level first touch control. That is a tricky ball to control, and he's brought it down like magic. And his first touch was brilliant as well. And I just thought, ooh, I like that. I very much like that. This boy's got something. And then when you look under the surface, you're like, wasn't he under 18 or under 17 captain for England? Like that's not just a regular good young player. He's electric.
He's another person that got done dirty by us. Like, I think it's perfectly acceptable to assume he was never going to be part of the first team squad, but why was he loaned out? Like, I feel a bit sorry for him. He's like, if he'd have been at Chelsea, I guarantee he would have been loaned to the Championship.
But we've been stinking the place out. Why isn't he actually getting game time? It's not as if the others are doing anything worthy of retaining their own place.
Well, that's another thing that I don't get either. So I'm saying there have been some things saying that he hasn't got the best attitude, but I mean, I don't know. I just think that, like, it seems like another one that, despite having this academy, we don't actually have a plan for any of our players in terms of how using them. I mean, I maintain with Alves that, like, you know, why was he not loaned out right at the start of the season? Although, yeah, interesting as Rise put up in there that he was getting pelters from the Cardiff fans today. But
I think that's so weird, though. I mean, but they'll just point at anything and be mad, right? He's coming in January. He's done decent for them if you look at the numbers. I watched the first 5 or so games. Every minute he played there, I watched, and he looked good, eager to take on his man. But obviously, when the club is falling apart, the manager is getting sacked. I just don't get why the hate falls on a 19-year-old who's on loan. And only enough part the season.
Are we making a sub here?
No, we're not.
Tyler Dibling's coming on for Southampton. That's possibly not that much of a surprise.
I think the point I want to make, though, is that like the start of last season, Colby Mainu was nowhere in terms of Man United's plans. 18 years old. They didn't think of him as being a first-team player. By the end of the play, he's playing for England in a tournament. At the start of this season, you know, Lewis Skelly wasn't in Arsenal plans. They've got Zinchenko. They've got other left-backs ahead of him in the pecking order. Nope. He's actually a defensive midfielder, apparently. He's a defensive midfielder. He's not even a left-back. He's nowhere in anybody's plans. He's 17, 18 years old. All of a sudden, he's playing in Champions League quarterfinals out of position. Michael Golding, we're so... I mean, sometimes you just... Maybe the kid, it isn't clicking for him in the youth team. He's not getting excited. Maybe 15 minutes of Premier League football and you'll find a new level that you've not seen in training. it's worth a gamble at some point of the season when you're losing, and losing comfortably. I just don't understand why a kid like that doesn't get more time.
Yeah.
No subs for Leicester. Southampton made 2. Paul Onuachu has also come on. I'm guessing he's come on for Ross Stewart, although can't confirm that.
I mean, seems like the referees have made another substitution. The 4th official looks to have been changed again, as it is
Really?
at the very least a very different guy. I just saw looking like the one who was responsible for it. Maybe they got a temporary one for the end of the
And
first
the ref's
half.
blown for a second to kick off. He wasn't happy with the first one. So
The former fourth official promoted to first official during the game. It is
what did you make of that farcical situation, Manny? What was that? The referee.
He went down. He went down a bit easily, didn't he? I would have.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Dived.
The 4th referee, the first thing he should have done is booked him for diving. Book the first ref for diving. Although Vardy is just, I mean, that was just a moment, another classic Vardy moment. It's like, do you remember when Gaza got booked by the ref? The referee dropped his yellow card. It fell out of his pocket. So Gaza picked it up off the floor and booked him. And then the ref took the card off his hand and then rebooked Gaza. And the crowd are like booing, like, why? What are you doing? There's another one as well. Like, I think
long throw.
Luke Thomas throw in here.
It's a long one, and it could connect with someone's head. It's not the bold one of Onayu, as it's Southampton who get on it. James Justin, though, picks it up, and we do continue the attack as Luke Thomas with a cross that does not quite connect with Jamie Vardy, rather. As now Belarus trying to keep the press up on Tyler Dibling, the Wonder Kids battling against each other, and it is obviously the Moroccan magician who comes out on top. He'll try and beat towards the touchline as he goes. Tyler Dibling is the challenger. A poor pass back to Oliver Skipp, who plays a 1-2 there with Luke Thomas. Oliver Skipp now looking for the cross. McAteer could connect with it, and instead it goes out to a corner for Leicester.
Has the ref used all of his subs? Should do.
Gaza did another one as well. I think Gaza booked one of his teammates, and as the referee was holding his arm up like that with a yellow card, Gaza went over and sniffed his armpit, and then
what?
I went.
Can't put on the time, I'm afraid. That's Lox's display's got that. He's been subbed off as Lox.
We'll let you know how far we are into the game. We're just about to head into the 48th minute as the corner gets taken by Ayew. Doesn't connect with a Leicester player. Back out to Bilal Kanous, who potentially could do something here. Plays it back out to Jordan Ayew. Plays it through to Ndidi, attacking the half space. Back to Ayew as the cross seems a more and more realistic opportunity. He plays it in pretty low, though. And it connects with the first Southampton man and headed out again by another yellow jersey. Ayew, though, somehow finds his way back to it, tries to stick his bum out for the free kick, but this time it's unsuccessful and rather gives one away to Mateus Fernandes.
Yeah, we do have to build around Bilal, but I can't see him staying here next season.
How much did Southampton spend in the summer last summer?
Southampton, slightly more than us. I think they spent about 90 million.
What the hell did they?
It wasn't Taylor Howard.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, Manny. I think it's not so. I mean, their performance is poor, but it's like they're passing out from the back with Stillers is atrocious. You think if they've been doing it all season long, they'd be getting marginally better at it. It's like I thought their strategy was buy young players and develop them, but I don't know, man. Honestly, their team looks worse than when we played them last year in the Championship. I mean, I would say the same about us, but
we spent 60, but at least you've got a Bilal to show for it still.
Yeah,
Bilal you can see on this pitch clearly is an excellent
the best player. Yeah,
I just haven't seen at any point apart from Dibling, but they didn't buy him. He came through the academy.
Yeah.
So who did they actually buy? Who's actually shown anything this season? And I'm struggling to see one of their players who's actually made.
What do you make of Harwood Bellis?
I'm not convinced at all.
Okay.
Overhyped. I mean, he's come out of the right schooling. He's academy. He's Man City broad, but I think he's a bit clumsy defending. He's a bit overly aggressive with his defending. Maybe it's one of those he'll look better, like Harry Maguire.
Time 49 minutes on the clock. Sorry, keep going. Yep.
So Andy Robertson and Harry Maguire got relegated for Hull, didn't they? And they were clearly good defenders. So maybe in a better team he would look good. But
Kamaldeen Sulemana plays a long ball through, and it is Southampton man who connected it, plays it back into the box, but kind of Cody tucks it down nicely for the academy graduate Jakub Stalasic.
Is that Sulemana?
I think the first one was Sulemana. Then he plays it through to someone who I do not recognize.
Who is that guy? Because that guy's got fast.
One of them is Sulemana.
Yeah, that is Sulemana. That is
Sulemana is at that top.
He is clocked at the fastest player in the Premier League in terms of speed.
Played in the Danish Superliga, so that's definitely some talent in there, right? As well, plays the ball to Luke Thomas. Speaking of talent.
I think they spent 20 million on that Sulemana. It's quite expensive. Yeah, Doyle has tended to be underwhelming loan at Norwich. I agree with that. He really looks slow.
Doyle would never have cut it in the Premier League. I think people.
I never even found him that good at Leicester, man. I don't know what. Like people
scored 2-0.
made him out
2-0 to Leicester.
Yeah, too slow for the Prem.
Yeah, too slow. I mean, he has some decent passing. He's just a younger Yannick Vestergaard, right?
Yeah, future Vestergaard.
Long ball. Ooh, risky playing up from the back here as Kamaldeen Sulemana presses high.
So there's one player who I saw yesterday who I thought, bloody hell, the Wolves centre back. They just bought him in January, I think. Is it
yeah. It was one we.
Lord.
Yeah,
he looks amazing.
Yeah, that was a good pick up from him.
From Reims,
right? From Reims. He looks massive. He looks fast. He looks like he's got a beautiful crisp pass on him, and he looks super calm on the ball. Like not.
Oh my god! Man. The former FC Midtjylland striker Paulo Nuachu definitely's got the build. The 2 meter tall snake, you could almost call him, the way he's up in on the front looking to strike, though easily playing out from the back. The pressure has really been removed from Southampton here, as they don't look to have anything to play for.
Yeah, they look even more. And it's weird, right? You'd think with them that they don't want to go down having this worst points record, but clearly they just do not care.
I mean, they are beyond caring, right? They are so doomed. But it is
what
like
time
this
we
is
on?
a game where
51
they're
minutes
fighting
probably.
for just one more. Yeah, for just one more point, really, to get away from that Derby's record. You're playing against Locks Pass and kind of code line, and you haven't managed to score.
Locks is
if
off,
we score
off
again,
for the
do you want
day.
to see all three kids come on?
Oh, I couldn't quite hear what you said, Lucas.
JJ.
A free kick is won around the middle of the pitch. James Justin having a tough time here, not because he's playing badly, but because they're really going at him.
Who's that booking for? Is that for Southampton or Leicester?
Kamaldeen Sulemana.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's clumsy, isn't he? He just seems like a pace merchant. But...
He got a red card when we beat them 4-1 in the.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
They've had him for a while, I think, and you've never seen him actually. There's an example of someone who's fast, but there's no control, and there's no point having speed without control. You know, otherwise.
That's what Wenger always used to say about Messi. He goes, it's not necessarily that he's fast. This was back when he was in his 20s, but it's like he's never seen a player that is as fast with the ball at their feet as without. You know, it's like absurd. Skip to Ndidi, box midfield. Vardy's dropped in.
Dropping deep. He had 8 touches in the first half. Jamie Vardy did manage to get his 199th goal for Leicester.
Go on, feed the goal.
Out wide to Luke Thomas. Into Bilal Kanouche, who tries to beat his man.
Oh, nice goal.
He does so well. If only the finish
good for the championship.
Be more consistent. If you had that in the championship, well, you'd win every week.
This guy's pushing on Champions League level. This guy should probably actually be playing in Champions League.
Oh my, he's not.
Well, if he scored that, then yes, that's
dirty.
That's
it's
electric.
fucking dirty, man.
He's
20.
Good. He's 20.
Yeah.
It's no like, you know, it takes him a year to settle down. He settled down instantly. So next year he's going to have 35 Premier League games under his belt. He's going to be even better. In a year's time,
he's got AFCON and a World Cup next year, so that's why you're not going to see him at Leicester. That's what. I agree with that.
You know, that we should remember this when we're looking at what price, because I've been hearing rumours of like, oh, if we get 15 or 20 for Bilal, we should take it. I think
who's been saying that, man? I think it's more people worrying about the release cost.
This is 35 plus.
35 plus a sell-on clause, in my opinion, man. So we can get something in the future. Because if he's 20, he's going to sell for something even bigger. If his trajectory.
Yeah, the sell-on fee will be good with him. Yeah.
I think if we're selling him to a top club, I'd rather take the more money up front. But if we're selling him to like another stepping stone club, right? You know, your Fulhams or whatever, I'd rather take 5 to 10 million less now for a hefty sell-on fee, because I'm that confident in him going on to earn us more than that in a sell-on clause. But let's see what John Rotkin, the masterclass,
it makes a big difference, doesn't it? If you think, oh, you know, he's an okay player, if we get 20 to get our money back for him, then it's no big. No, we have to take our profit where it's available. And this guy is worth more than the 20 we paid, and he's had the adaptation year. So in a better team, he's going to be a superb player. We got 40 for Barnes. We got 40 for Madison with a year left.
English tech.
That's fair enough. But this guy's 20, and he's an international. He, that brings that foreign market. I think maybe even.
There's 2-1.
It's offside.
No offside, is it?
It's offside from Mateus Fernandes. Great first reaction today from Paul Nwachu's header. We'll see it here on VAR soon, but the follow-up was first from Southampton, and there, Jacob Stalasic, not much to do.
Aim for the big man.
Let's take a look at the replay here. Who is offside? Connor Cody obviously doing his best to keep them both onside.
There's nothing offside
But from the header from Nwachu leads Fernandes offside.
It's the rebound. He's offside. It's pretty brain dead to be a bit of bozo. So here, Russell Martin, that rumor, a lot of people are saying it. Classic us, isn't it? Is that like go for the manager who had the lowest amount of points in Premier League history is the only one who's got lower than Van Nistelrooy and Cooper, and we'd appoint him.
Can we just
let's see what happens?
Why do we only look at the same old usual? Who's been hovering around? The top 8 of the Championship and the bottom 5 of the Premier League. And whatever names have been in those circles for the last 5-10 years are the names that we were being linked with. I mean, why don't we look deeper?
Do you know what? I hate to say it, but the thing that's, I think worth mentioning is that he's not got any compensation. So it feels like we're making the same mistake again. That for PSR, that's genuinely what I feel he might be the front runner. Because that's why Rude was. If you think about it, we blatantly should have got Corberan, but Corberan you'd have to pay money. And I know we ended up doing and spending it on players, but maybe it's because they could amortize it or something like that. So I don't know. That honestly, I think that's the only reason that he seems to be there. So I guess for you, Manny, I'd say who's actually out of a job. That's the only person I think we could see us signing.
But when you go for a young foreign manager, though, like to buy them out of their contracts in foreign countries isn't much. Like you're not paying huge amounts of money to buy these guys.
Bro. He looks like a villain.
They're getting paid next to nothing out there, and there's a wider world. Like, where did Bournemouth find Areola from? Areola?
Yeah, they found him in Spain, bro. He'd won the cup there, I believe, as well.
Was he in the usual Russell Martin, Sean Dyche's blah 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 list?
No, but they did pay a lot to break him out of that clause. He had the release clause. That's what I'm saying. So I don't think Leicester pay release clauses for managers. Which is
in what league did Brighton appoint their manager from?
They got from Bundesliga. But again, that guy Hurtzler, he again was being linked with a lot of the jobs in like the top 5. I agree with what you're saying, Manny, but I think I don't know. I just don't see Leicester.
Like I would just want to be linked with somebody who's something different, right? The same old managers, we're being linked with rumours and we're being talking to the same old people. Can we just show an example that we're having a wider scope when we look at things? That's all.
Okay, 2 more subs for Southampton. Still no subs for Leicester, but I suppose we are the better team by far.
Jordan Ayew did just get a pretty big hit. He was down for a few minutes actually while those substitutions came through. He is now back and walking, but hopefully it's a small knock that says, "Oh, I want to go out for now." So Jeremy Munger could potentially come on instead, but we'll see as we are into the 58th minute. So we're about the time you'd see substitutions. I see someone changing there, and it could be Jeremy Munger, or they're already sitting back down from a warm-up. I take it back. They weren't as correct there, as I guess they just got the word that maybe they are in the next 5 minutes.
To summarise, though, Southampton are standing offers, letting us have the ball, looking like they're not bothered about trying to win the ball back.
Yeah.
And it's a nice sunny afternoon. They're happy for us to just have the ball. So we're knocking it around quite comfortably. Deja vu, like we do in the Championship again. We've got control. They're not bothered. We actually look like a half-decent team. But it's Southampton.
I want to ask you guys something, because I've heard you guys mention it a few times, and I keep hearing from you and many other people this narrative that, it's all going to be the same as last time. Everyone's going to be playing like a deep block against us. Do you genuinely believe that if they're circling us like sharks at EFL, and let's say we're to lose, 80% of our team and we're forced to play the under-23s team, I don't think people are going to be still playing a deep block against us. From what you said, Anil, they're not superstars, this team. They're getting relegated to the under-23 side. So
no, not relegated. They're just not like elite.
World beaters.
The thing is, though, is it's one of those where the name makes a difference, right? Like how it was at, teams still go to Old Trafford. Man United have been awful, but, they will still,
I will say, we just successfully played off from the back. James Justin keeps dragging the ball up the field, tries to play to Jordan Ayew and Bilal Kanoush, but no one reaches. It's good one, too. Now in the box, Thomas fires the shot.
They're queuing up here.
McAteer inside, but It does get cleared. Smallbone tries to get it out, and Didi though keeps it
Oh,
in
McAtee, that
play,
was so poor.
trying to keep it in play. Oh, is it out for a goal kick? I
Okay.
believe it is. As James Justin a bit too late on keeping it in, but nice to see the aggression from him. He's had a decent game.
And Neil, if we lose, let's say the first 10 games, let's say next season, and let's say we lose 8 and win 2, do you still think people are going to be playing a deep block against us? I don't.
No,
I'm
but
not
then
saying that's
they
gonna
know
happen.
we're not at the level. I think, Luke, so much depends on what happens in the summer to how teams will line us up. They'll definitely have respect because we're the biggest club in the league. But
And how we start.
I think they will, Luke, because I think if we were to do that, all of those 8 wins would be teams playing the deep block and hitting us on the counter.
Like the first.
It is. That's it. You look at it. Every team is always the same. Even in this league, when the top teams lose, how do they lose? They normally lose because it's the other team that just counterattack them, right?
No, I know what you're saying. I just don't think we're going to have anywhere near as good a team as we had last season when we got relegated. But if things are to be led to be true with the the sanctions and stuff waiting for us and the embargo, etc. And if we're forced to sell people on a cheap, I just can't see the same core of players, to establish that same dominance that we had last time, where people will feel the need to play a deep block against us the entire season. But I could be wrong. I just don't think. I think you guys give too much credit.
Well, I think what's interesting is, in my opinion, if you look at both Leeds and Burnley, their squads this season, I don't think are as good as the last time. Like, I don't think Leeds' squad is as good as last year. I don't think Burnley, to be fair, they got this really good centre back that they signed.
Maxim Esteve.
He looks really good. That's a great signing from them. It'd be interesting to see if they keep him because he's been so good and he's like only 22 that I could see a big team coming in for him. But again, I feel that team doesn't seem as strong as the team. Although I have to say, when they got promoted the previous time, they had people like Nathan Teller on loan and they couldn't sign him when they went up to the Premier League, which affected them.
Yeah, and they had Taylor Harwood-Bellis as well, right? I think their problem was they lost their core identity in the summer. And I mean, same for us, right? When we went up. But
anyway, they're both finished 24 points ahead of the fourth place team. It just shows you there's a massive gap, really.
Luke, I meet with some of my friends who are very big championship enjoyers, Portsmouth and QPR fans and all this, when I play Football Manager with them weekly. And I've obviously been very down on Leicester, but they've reminded me that even if we still have the squad, we will for sure be battling for promotion because the level is not that high in the championship. Like they're saying I'm delusional when I'm saying we might not realistically be one of the favorites regardless of what happens. Obviously, if we're forced to sell the whole lot by EFL, it might be a different situation, but as long as not everything goes wrong, we should still be battling for promotion at the very least.
Yeah, I think someone is coming on this. Nope, I've got it wrong.
Yeah, but it's Skip driving the ball
What's
forward.
your opinion of Mr. Skip today? If we're looking at this as a future championship
Wait.
match.
This man.
Oh. He's still just he's not been bad, but he's just mediocre, isn't he? He just
looks. Why is that a free kick? That's a great challenge from James Justin.
That was an excellent challenge. Have some of that.
It's still a bit mad to me. Like, can we not find something better in that position that is more dynamic?
To be fair, though, like you got to play him into the team a little bit. But I mean, you compare him to El Khanous, who cost the same amount of money, and you're just thinking, on? I wouldn't be surprised actually if El Khanous has got on a lower wage than Skip.
I definitely think so.
Yeah.
All right, you're in a safe place now, Duck. Why do you think what did you say to us before the stream that you want Ruud van Nistelrooy to be here next season? We're up 2-0. You've got a leg to stand on.
I said, depending on the candidates we're linked with, there are candidates where I would prefer if we kept Ruud. For example, if Steve Cooper was rumored to come back in, well, I would rather just stick with what we have. I think 80% of the candidates that we've been linked with, I'd rather have than Ruud. But there are a few where I think then I'd rather just stick with what we have. As a free kick.
Dibbling wins free kick there.
That boy's got some talent.
I think we're about the time where I'd like to see some substitutions. 64 minutes in the clock or thereabouts.
Southampton have made 4 already. We haven't made any.
Yeah, both Casey McAteer and Jordan Ayew have been down to the grass for a few minutes each after some rough challenges.
I'd like to see Golding actually come on. If I had to pick one of them come off the bench, it'd be Golding. Let's see what he can do, man.
I want to see double jeopardy, double J, Jake, and Jeremy. Get them both on.
Get all 3 on. Triple substitution with kids. I'd love that.
this guy looks like
Chris
Slender Man.
Smalling.
What a freak this is.
Will Smallbone even.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's a
I'm
monster.
all over the young thing and everything. If you saw Yamal the other day, if you saw Antonelli driving in the Formula One yesterday, like, these kids are delivering on the biggest of stages. You know, they really are. It's not as if they're just doing it in the odd thing. These kids are delivering the highest quality of performance. And just from a purely, sorry to get analytical for a moment, and I'm wondering if changes in these sports means that there's an advantage fundamentally that, you know, when you're younger, you're more sprightly, your reactions are better. If those things like mean that those young kids are able
What are they having a
perform
look
that
at
level.
here? Hang on, boys. What's going on?
The corner is given. There was a complaint from the Saints that they didn't get a penalty, but as the commentator and the ref said, he flew to the floor way too easily, as the corner will be
right.
final
Yeah.
outcome.
35
Yeah, man, he
balls.
was telling us about this guy. He's loving it.
I listened to an Australian podcast about this, about a great cricketer, and they said it's the most extraordinary thing that's ever happened in the history of cricket. That's how they went through all like the other 120 years of like most crazy statistically and everything they could dissect. And they came up with the conclusion that's the most insane thing that's ever happened.
What, wasn't Ganguly playing at 15 or something?
No, Tendulkar played at 16.
Wow, okay.
Tendulkar played at 16.
Hey, looks like
And
he's gonna kick
he's
off
still
here.
the all-time record run scorer, right? Sachin Tendulkar.
For Tests, yes, and for ODIs, I think Cody's might have been.
That's still amazing, as you say, for a 14-year-old. Was he built like physically, or does he look like a 14-year-old?
He's actually got a bit of Jordan Ayew about him for a 14-year-old.
Ah, really?
He looks like he's been on the sweets and a bit too much pizza. But the boy's like ability for cricket terms to spot length and his basically hand to eye coordination.
Yeah, no, you gotta be elite for that.
Charts, like maybe it's just the laser vision you have at that age. Like,
get the subs on. Yeah,
but it's in that innings. I watched it. Yeah, I watched it. Actually, it's just the most incredible. 35 balls. It's the second fastest. Second fastest
for a goal kick.
Second fastest 100 in IPL history. It's the fastest centurion by 5 years in the IPL.
Oh my god!
The record before was 19, and then one guy did it at 20, one guy did it at 21. So there was 3 at 19, 20, 21. He's done it at 14. 14! I mean, Luke was trying to get someone to buy his copy of Playboy at 14.
I don't think he was looking to sell, would be my theory there, but there you go. 67 minutes in, Leicester 2-0 up, cruising, but game's kind of petered out a little bit now.
Substitutions. We want some more excitement in the crowd here. Get the kids on. And some guy just came back from a warm-up. Does he sit down to change, or does he sit down just to watch? I do believe we have a substitution coming now, and it could be Jeremy Monk, if I recognize the hair correctly. There are definitely being changes.
Yeah, you can tell by the kit that it hasn't got the Casey McAteer just went down there, so that would be my prediction.
I'd love to see Jake Evans score. The two brightest players in 21s this season, 15 and 16 years old respectively. As Leicester continue to look quite confident in this game, as Jordan Ayew, though, gets the ball away now. The bright spike from Southampton this season will be battling against our wonder kid, and has managed to pass it back. Let's see if they fumble the line again here. Southampton trying to build from the back.
My
I love it.
There are many business things
It's a
today.
yellow card. Stupid challenge. It's an awful.
Mate,
You got a Danish friend in chat here, it looks like.
I love those
with an
challenges.
unnecessary, late, horrific, stupid yellow card for no particular reason.
Come on, dude. It's like there's 20 minutes to go, dude. I think it was a brilliant challenge. He's probably going to get subbed off. Fucking have some of that, bro.
They're Swedish, is it? Okay.
That is
The best kind of tackles are clean tackles. That's the exact opposite of clean.
No, I was clean of getting the legs of your opponent, man.
That's true.
And that's long free kick. Southampton digging deep, trying to get anything dangerous made.
Jordan Ayew, another free kick. He's one of
Ayew's one has been out all day today. A goal and 7 free kicks awarded.
Has he really won 7 free kicks? That's crazy. Yeah, I've seen the Vardy to Leeds rumour. That makes me sick in the stomach. But
yeah, that does make me sick.
That's
Jeremy Monk coming
Jeremy Monk coming on for Jordan Ayew. Oh wow, that's good.
On. Red Bull and Vardy makes perfect sense, though, doesn't it?
It does, but it's just I'd rather see him go Red Bull New York or something like that rather than.
Yeah, me too. Like.
And maybe he can help maybe he can help them get relegated next season. You'll be Agent Vardy.
Here he comes. Go on, Jezza.
Number 93 on the pitch. Would have loved to see Jake Evans by his side, but maybe in the next 10 minutes
They've got to give Evans some proper minutes this time. I'll be upset if he doesn't get like
at the very least like 5+ minutes.
I bring him on at 90 at minimum.
I can bring him on now.
Same. I would.
I got a feeling if we went 3-0 up, he would make more changes. But
Just bring him on now. Let's see if he can do it with a bit of pressure on him. Don't make it too comfortable.
I agree. But we're talking about Rude shaping the future here, as we say.
Bilal, from what I've seen, best player on the pitch.
He's a Rolls Royce here today as Belfast plays a long ball out to Casey McAteer. Moves to the cuts inside.
Monga's free on the other side. Can you find him?
We'll try and bring it out to Monga as it's just
he's in space. He's in space.
Now on the ball up against his man. You can see the excitement brewing as he'll end up just playing it back.
They're doubling up on him. They're doubling up on Monga.
I know they all do it. Actually, it's kind of hilarious, isn't it?
The respect on the 15-year-old is unbelievable. Luke Thomas now on the left-hand side.
Mate, how good was Lamine Yamal in that Champions League game?
That was amazing, man.
Yeah.
That was incredible. That's something we'll talk about in 20 years.
Yeah. Well, they said in La Masia that he was, the best candidate they'd seen since Messi.
On the ball again.
Jeremy.
Oh,
driving.
Wins
the corner.
Wins the corner.
That's very good. That's very good.
He beat his fullback on the outside so easily.
Yeah.
So easy.
He didn't even try it for me.
Look at him. He looks like, that was me. I'm good. I like it. He's got the kind of plays of the sleeves sort of thing for the
as Chris
control.
Senior was
He's
saying,
got a little bit of a Raheem Sterling fucking run on him, though. It's a little bit of a worry. Is it a little bit of a...
But the Chichi Man run, I used to call it.
Bilal El Kanous, the 20-year-old Moroccan, stands over it. Could be 3-0 here. We hope so.
Cody used to score
As
goals in the
get in,
Premier
it's
League.
very low, though. It extends on Didi! Connects with the ball. It's another corner. Someone got their leg in the way.
So unlucky.
He does have some Abdul vibes to him for sure. Yeah, wouldn't it be something if we get a goal from a 15-year-old and a 38-year-old in the same game? That would be great. I'd love to see Monga score.
Pretty soon, I'm going to start getting excited with.
But that is a bit of an issue. So Monga and Fatawa competing.
Nah, do you know Monga's going to end up playing 10 in the 10 slot?
That's normally what happens if those child genius players, right? They just find their way anywhere into the team.
He's two-footed. He's two-footed, and he can shoot with both feet as well from range.
Is he? Wow. Okay.
Yeah, his left foot is electric too.
Yeah.
Left foot like.
No, I've seen the left foot. I thought he was left-footed actually. So that's amazing.
We've been missing that since Madison.
I think he's right-footed.
We are retaining possession really well here, constantly winning the ball back quickly, and our passing up the back is not horrible.
Well, phase on the ball. This goes to Conor Cody. Yep, starting building from the back again.
2 minutes on the clock into the 73rd as Bilal El Kanous now drifting towards the right. Wins us a throw-in. I can't see another substitution getting ready, by the way. I'll update if anything happens there, and we could hope it is one more of the academy graduates.
Look, in an ideal world next season, if Bilal goes, then imagine having Fatawu on the right, Mavididi on the left, and Monga in the slot in between them.
Yeah, that is competing of Alves.
They will destroy that league. Those three will destroy that league.
They should do, yeah. I mean, yeah, you'd think just Mavididi and Fatawu alone is... But yeah, I mean, it's actually quite good if you think about it. That would mean we have more depth in the wings because I think definitely with Mavididi, the fact that he didn't have someone to push him, I think meant he got away with too many sort of poor games. I mean, don't get me wrong. Obviously, when he was great, it was unbelievable, but...
Long ball to Jamie Vardy, who doesn't quite win it. Bilal's moved to the right as well, really. I guess to support Jeremy Monga, probably.
Yeah.
But I do like that idea.
77% possession.
Rare we see this. I mean, Southampton are so bad, man. This is
like Enzo Championship. This is actually today. Very familiar feeling.
Another poor pass from Southampton trying to play out. So he covered the ball.
Pressure's now on them as they play a long ball out to Paul Unuachu.
Oh, that's a nice touch on
him. It's Will Smallbone running through.
Look how slow Will Smallbone is. Oh my god!
I thought that was a free kick actually, but Skip stumbled there.
He's the white Chugosaurus.
Ipswich 2-2 against Everton. Fair play from 2-0 down. And it's George Hurst as well, of course.
Manny, do you reckon Potter's going to be sacked at the end of the season?
Sorry?
Do you reckon Graham Potter's going to be sacked at the end of the season?
I think
I think because he was in the January window, they'll give him some more time. But I think they might be regretting that his contract is at first he didn't want just a till the end of the season contract, but he's definitely got sacked next season written all over him if they don't get rid of him now.
David Sullivan.
Monga, nice. Here come the quick feet. Yeah.
Onto the ball well as we played back to
Their chairman, David Sullivan, does not like to pay up managers.
I'm all about the hype train, boys.
That was great.
You could have killed him.
Made the mug out of Harwood Bellis there.
There's your Harwood Bellis, Neil.
Yeah.
See,
mate, that's a red.
Defensively, there you go. Defensively, see, he's got issues defensively. Harwood Bellis. He looks good on the ball, but look, that is a sloppy attempt at a tackle.
Yeah, but I got nuts there though. That's class. Yeah. Give it Jeremy Monga.
There's something about Harwood Bellis that worries me. So I'm glad we did not spend. What did they pay? £20 million on him.
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
Aaron Ramsdale shouting commands from his
says Harwood Bellis says the wild phase bozo gene. I don't really. He looked good for me in the championship. I don't know what he's been like this season.
Don't get confused. That's it. The championship can confuse you.
Of course.
Vestergaard looks good in the championship, but don't let it confuse you. He's crap.
Yeah, well, he definitely. We did know that could be a risk for it.
Let's talk about the free kick here.
It's JV taking the free kick.
This is Declan Rice.
Why not?
Jamie Vardy, why not?
Could this 500 games, never taken a free kick. Go on, smash it. Please.
I reckon this will be bad, but let's have a look at it.
Armband on his side. He looks very committed to take this free kick. At the very least, that all the camera is showing me. Luke Thomas is there, but it's no doubt Jamie Vardy who tries to curl it.
Good on target.
And that could be a penalty call.
Nah, it's not. He's sorry for that.
It's decent effort on target. Solid save.
One who's not supposed to take them.
Oh, they're checking it, I think.
No, I don't think so. The commentator says it's being looked.
It wasn't the worst effort. He got it on target, to be fair.
I think they're checking it.
I don't think that's a pen. Yeah, got it on target. It's a simple save, though, through the wall, but, that's not bad. We've seen worse free kicks. We saw John Myers earlier. He was lucky to get the rebound.
Yeah.
Goalkeeper error, easy off that.
I believe, Leicester's not getting someone ready. It's someone who works from the coaching staff who walked down the tunnel instead. I thought maybe someone was getting ready. They were not.
By the way, for those of you who can't see, one thing doesn't stick out. Like Bilal's playing brilliantly, like today. His touch, everything's lovely. But it's not just that. It's 76 minutes gone, 2-0 down, we're relegated. He's still closing down, hunting down, trying to win the ball. He's got a brilliant attitude.
Work
rate, his attitude
brilliant
is bang on. If everybody had that attitude, we would have really had a good chance of staying up the season. Brilliant.
Oh, and did he have a back heel, cheeky? Yeah, it's got beach feeling on this one at the moment.
Golding and Evans, please. Let's see those two.
Oh, ball over to McAtee. Oh, dealt with.
Howard Bellis gets to it, tries to play it out, and does get the ball successfully.
Evans and Golding warming up. That's what we're
Look
hearing.
at the press.
Look at that. Bilal again.
At the press. Bilal again. Yeah, you're completely right. Many there as McAtee gives away a bit of a sloppy free kick.
Is getting warmed up. God damn it.
I don't want to see
Fingers crossed with 13 minutes to play without added time that soon another academy graduate will get some minutes on the pitch. Now Southampton looking down the left, Manga having some defensive duties here, and he sticks to his man, keeps following along, makes it hard for them to play it through, almost wins the ball as now with Onuachu, who gets it out to Kyle Walker-Peters. And I mean, they could get across through here. I think the English right back might do so instead, plays it through to Tyler Dipling, who's on the edge of the area here, trying to cut inside behind McAtee and plays the cross in. Paul Onuachu should easily win it. Former FC Midland striker completely whips the ball instead, and it goes out to a goal kick.
Tyler Dibling is not £100 million. And someone mentioned it in the chat that's what he's being touted at. You'd be insane if you paid 100 million.
Yeah.
I don't think I would pay half that. I wouldn't pay 50. I think 50 is.
How much did they pay for Cameron Archer, by the way? Wasn't that also one of their marquee signings in the summer?
20.
Early 20s, I think.
Yeah, and he's just being subbed on now with 12 minutes to play.
Some of these valuations for some of these players is...
But it's because they're English, man. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Why don't
English tax.
learn? Why don't clubs learn? These players don't deliver for you. You're spending more money to guarantee that you'll lose more money.
Yeah.
Why would you do something like that?
I mean, I don't know who's making those decisions. I think Southampton, though, hurts for me to say. They have some Danish owners, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. At the very least, a lot of things involved with that
Explains it all. No.
Explains it all. The Danish conspiracy.
Nah,
Manga now defensively again.
That's a good question. When's the last time like a promising English young player went somewhere and was successful?
Bellingham,
yeah.
Well, but that one I say is more than promise. People knew that he was going to be good. And he's been signed by Dortmund. I mean, more like
been around the houses a bit. You mean?
What, does Lookman
like they've gone from like a Man City. Well, do you know what? Some of the Chelsea ones have done all right. Actually, they would probably be the answers. I'm talking about, you remember like Ryan Brewster for Sheffield United was just a meme for so long, and even ourselves. I mean, we signed. How much did Danny Ward cost? Do you know?
Too much.
12.5.
Yes, 12.5 million. English Premier League club paid Liverpool 12.5 million for Danny Ward. You cannot make it up. We literally signed Schmeichel, Iverson, and Mads Hermansen. That was brilliant from Manga. Okay, that was good.
That's fast Twitch fighters right there, baby.
Yeah, that was just skill as well.
Placed inside the box, but there's no one there.
That was quick feet.
What a touch from Matheus Fernandes.
Yeah.
Oh, garbage pass. Stop him off.
That is exciting when you see a 15-year-old do that. I mean, that is the sort of... If you want to laugh, Google Lamine Yamal during COVID, because he's like only 11 years old during COVID, right? It's crazy how... Yeah, he's more than good enough for the Championship. Should be getting a lot of games.
Not just that. He after the second Fatawu got injured, on pure ability, he was the next best thing.
Yeah.
And we've spent 4 or 5 months arsing about with a bunch of dinosaurs, getting absolutely nowhere with him and just sticking with it, thinking, no, he's 14, he's 15, he only trains one day. It doesn't matter. The kid's got pure talent. Just give him the ball.
Again, look, he's won the ball back there, man. He's starting to look quite impressive.
Jeez, but that's strength as well. He's just showing strength.
No, he's grown. I mean, he should be getting a start in the Ipswich game for me.
There's no doubt this kid is good enough for the Championship. He's way too good already. But don't worry about the
physicality. Man, if he's already starting to look like this, we're not going to keep him, dude.
He's actually muscular.
No, we Luke, honestly, he is going to be one of those players that we won't keep, but we might only get a season out of him. But if there's a season and you sell him for 40 million or something like that, it's still good from the academy.
We're not going to get him in the Championship, is what I'm saying.
No,
you got to remember is how Everton the first time round. How much did they get out of Wayne Rooney? I think he only played like half a season for them, and then Man United signed him, didn't they?
For a record fee at the time of 30 something. And look, keep this kid for a year. It's good for the other kids to see that there is progression into the team and you can find first team football. It's good for him. Gets you promoted plus 100 million quid. And in one half decent season when he's 17 in the Premier League, and he's going to be worth 70 to 100 million quid. Or you could sell him for 40 soon.
Yeah, Conor Gallagher.
That's a big difference.
Oh, let's see.
Go on, play him on.
Jamie Vardy. Bilal himself shoots.
That is the weakness. That is the weakness of his game. I feel that he is. Yeah, he knows it. And he could have played it Vardy there as well. Look at that. It's
it could have been number 1 for Jeremy Monk, number 200 for Jamie Vardy. Instead,
to be fair, that is a really awful finish as well, though. Like, to be fair, he's completely centre on goal, and all he has to do is sidesputs it as well. You got to be hitting the target there.
He scuffed that a little bit.
Yeah. Actually, looking here, Wayne Rooney played 67 times for Everton before he went Man United. So, it was an easy pass to Monga, I'll give you that. And Vardy, I think it was pretty easy as well.
Yeah. If Monga, I think we are definitely the best chance of first team football next
season. Subs come in here.
Subs coming. Can we double check? It's a triple substitution.
It's triple, yeah.
If it's Royal, Golding, and Evans, I would be clapping.
Monga again? Oh, mate, Monga
did
go in, and here comes the substitutions. Let's take a look, guys. Do we have another debut from the academy, or you could say the Chelsea academy coming through? Let's see.
Evans should come on now for me. Give him.
It's Evans.
He is.
Yes, Evans.
Oh, but he's taking off Vardy though. Okay, that's interesting.
So
that's fine. No Michael Golding. No Michael Golding.
Jake Evans with the duck haircut. See?
He was inspired.
Setting a trend back.
From one great player to another.
Don't listen to Peter Andre over here.
Mine is better than Evans' haircut, no? Is it that bad?
It's a bit of a
Bilal well.
Evans. I don't know. Are you more Bilal or are you more Evans? I'm not sure.
I think I'm less. I'm not really any of them.
And Neil.
Yeah.
How much would you love to see it pan to like top if he just all of a sudden just spawned at the King Power and they had that banner up of saying what's so funny, just had his arms crossed with a pic with Jeremy Monga next to him, bro. That's so funny. The future's coming, son.
One more replay of the Vardy goal. Brilliant
Classic
strike again.
Vardy swing.
So we have one substitution left. We could all hope that it's a Michael Golding Premier League debut, but for the first time, as I am the trendsetter among the academy, Jake Evans will actually be getting time to play some Premier League football. This feels wrong. That
Oh, he took Bilal off. Okay, so
yeah, and that
fine.
leaves the question.
Planet Earth was talking mad shit about Monger as well.
Holding on, it's for who then?
So I reckon Samare might be playing that position.
Monger again.
Or Skip.
I want to see Monger playing in the hole at 10.
So right now, this is very interesting. This could be a preview for next season. Jake Evans is playing as the left. Kind of left attacking centre midway. We're doing. Or have we gone back to? Yeah, I think we're going just more to a classic 4-2-3-1
Is
here.
Oliver Skip playing striker?
He is the number 10. Yeah, that's crazy.
So moving up and pressing in the usual Bilal position. The left forward in what we would defend in the 4-4-2 under Ruud. So Skip will have a lot to do in the press, but that does leave me optimistic that maybe Skip goes off in 5 minutes' time and Michael Golding gets a few seconds on the pitch. We'll see though as we win the ball back. Oliver Skip with a backheel pass to Jake Evans, which is not able
Goes
to
out.
Yeah, I didn't think the fans would be happy taking off Vardy. I sort of agree. I think he could have. He's not the future, but I mean, in a game like this where he's likely to score.
You want to sell tickets for that Ipswich game? Look, it's not a full house today.
Oh yeah, well, you reckon if he got to 200, no one would turn up?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's his last day. That'll be jam packed, won't it? But why, Michael Golding? We've just seen like how long of Monger in 10 minutes. Like you've already seen glimpses of why couldn't he play the whole game? For example, the kid.
Yeah, that's what I said at the start of the show. It did feel like a coward to have Ayew in the team there, but Ayew did score, to be fair. But it doesn't matter, right?
It's just anything.
Yeah,
learn anything. You don't develop anything.
You see it now, yeah. It's meant to be, boys. Jamie Vardy's 200th goal is going to be against Nottingham Forest. Can you imagine? That is just meant to be, bro. That is cinema right there. Him shithousing the Forest fans. That would be incredible, dude. I really hope to see that so badly.
I think it'll be Ipswich at home.
Monger assist. Oh, Samare's got no. Indeed, here's got the ball. Skip.
Oh, nice pass.
Daka falls over. Of course he does. Absolute classic Patson Daka.
He's got Buonanotte's boots on. Oh, Daka, honestly.
I think Justice will agree with this game.
Often they say like that Daka runs like a gazelle, and he does, but he runs like a baby gazelle that's just learning to walk at the beginning. Like once it gets going, it's fine, but those fusion steps are a bit wobbly.
That's really poor to slip though. It can't even be a slippery pitch on a day like today.
I think he's our biggest flop signing ever.
I would say so, because at least at the moment you've seen. Well, I think Adrian Silva was pretty awful, to be honest with you. But
let's see, it's a a cross here from Southampton on watch from the box. Always something that could happen. Monger clears.
Monger with a nice clearance.
88th minute with Jake Evans pressing the highest forward here.
There's two things to look at with Jeremy Monger. It's not just
Justin has been good today.
It's the defensive work from Monger as well.
Yeah, well, they've all been taught that way. That's good of the academy. I mean,
Jake Evans pressing against Kyle Walker-Peters. Daka giving away the free kick. What a few minutes
was pretty bad on the
pitch.
There's Musa. Yeah, someone said Musa and Daka. Another example, and Sulemana. They look like players who are fast, but they don't have any control or balance. There's no balance there.
Small bone. About to take a free kick here for Southampton. Ryan Bennett, lads. Oh my god. Think could have got Champions League there, but good signing, and we signed Ryan Bennett. What happened to Buonanotte? I wouldn't be surprised if he's played his last game for us. I mean, he's a lone player. There's no point using him.
Let him go on early holiday.
Will Smallbone sends in the cross, and will be a
shaking there on Harry Winks somewhere in a park right now.
There's no point in giving Buonanotte one more minute in a Leicester shirt. Not a single minute.
Yeah, agreed. Especially now you're seeing Monger and Evans playing. Give them some time.
Let him go to Argentina for a month.
Yeah, I want to see Evans on the ball as well. He hasn't yet had opportunity. That's why you've got to give them proper minutes, not just like 5-6 minutes. That's why I think Monger's looked so impressive. It's because he's had extra time.
Vlasic comes out well to clear the cross from the corner. Monga pressing highest. If he wins it here, that could be something. But no, Kyle Walker-Peters sends it out to Tyler Dibling. Gets it in the box, and it gets extended by number 4 from Southampton. Paul Onuachu's physicality. Gets down Patson Daka, and that will lead to a free kick. 89th minute. Please get Golding on about now. But we haven't seen the bench.
It's kind of pointless now, but I mean...
I'd still love to get him on.
Yeah.
There's still time for a classic 10-second substitution.
Yeah, they probably will do that. I mean, he could take Skip off. I mean, what's he really doing on the pitch right now?
I'm wondering, do you think anybody is like talking to Buonanotte going, do you know, in those youth teams you've played in Argentina, in all those under 18s, under 17s, what other good kids are there that maybe the big clubs aren't aware of? Who do you think's got some talent? Have you got any mates your age? Like maybe
4 more minutes
with them.
of added time.
I wonder if anybody.
I think to be fair though, Manny, these days, like most teams do know like the sort of super electric ones. Like I know that during the week you mentioned to me how you're really impressed with PSG's team building, but they've got, I think his name's Luis Campos, and he's renowned for being like, he spotted Vinicius, he spotted all these. He's got a history for it. He spotted Fabinho, who didn't. Fabinho didn't make it at Real Madrid, right? But then went Monaco, then Liverpool, etc., etc. He's just got an excellent eye, and it's just same how. I mean, it'll be interesting. For example, right now, like the best talents in the youth football are considered like Esteval, who's going to Chelsea, right? You got who else?
And Endrick at Madrid is.
I think he made that move too early, in my opinion, but we'll see.
Long ball.
I think they're going to sell Rodrigo in the summer, I think.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Not Rodrigo, what's his name?
Look at the bench. Is that Michael Golding standing ready? I believe
it is, yeah. It is, yeah. You can look by the hair.
Right? Someone get a free kick. So get Michael Golding on the pitch.
Yeah, let him have a touch of the ball. That's the thing. He's going to do the...
Come on, Jake Evans. In the press against Kyle Walker-Peters. Get the free kick gun, guys.
Get the ball out of play. We want
the ball out of play. Little small boat.
You say it's difficult to spot Vinicius and Fabinho, but he spotted them when they were like 14, 15 years old. That's my point. But I agree. It's what I'm saying is that people do know who the best sort of youth team talents are, right? They've got connections. They'll be like, hey, Flamengo in Brazil, who are the best players? Yeah.
And that will also be a Premier League debut for Michael Golding if the substitution comes through now, which I think it will. Let's see what the ref does here, though. Let's hope to keep the clean sheet too. The ref has not blown for the substitution.
No, I bet he's not going to get on now.
that is disturbing, man. Get my kid on. But no, the corner comes in. Onuachu.
Oh, I thought that was in, but it's not.
Yeah. That's another corner. Now, please let the substitution happen.
91 is a heavy number.
Onuachu is massive.
Yeah, he's like almost. He's 6'8", I've heard. Or something like
is
that.
he?
Yeah.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, here we go, Ethan. These are some really good ones. Yeah, so Luis Campos, he got Osimhen for Lille, and Leao, yeah, he's brilliant. He's one of the best scouts in world football.
But there's always, they will choose the very elite talent there is.
Yeah, he's got some wrong as well. Like there's a guy called Rainier who is still at Madrid, who was signed he was signed with Vinicius, Rodrigo, and him, and he didn't make the cut.
And here comes Michael Golding for a minute on the pitch. A Premier League debut. He's played in, I believe, the EFL Cup, or was it the FA Cup for Chelsea before? But never stepped foot on the pitch in a Premier League
debut.
He's getting the Premier League minute here. The Jake Evans special, you could call it, from the game against Brighton. He'll get on to defend a throw-in and then likely walk right back
go out
off.
with his mates tonight to celebrate his debut? Like, I made my Premier League debut. Boys, let's go out. We're going to go out and have a good night out. It's like, mate, you played 40 seconds.
Rude has been generous, more than 10 seconds. Yeah, why didn't he do this last week as well? Give these guys games, man.
I hope he gets a touch at least.
Oh, this could be something on the counter here. And Didi.
Oh, wow, it really is. Yeah, look, this should be Evans running in. No, plum. That is mate. Sell him.
Honestly, Jake Evans. Jake Evans.
That's criminal from Daka. That's so criminal.
He's always
How does he not have more pace than
for the longest time. He offers nothing.
Oh my god! All you have to do is simple square it ball. You left
Yeah.
it too late. You didn't look, and it was a terrible attempt.
Didn't even get to
Yeah,
see the
that's
corner.
it. It's finished 2-0.
You know, clean sheet though.
Jamie
Second clean
Vardy
sheet
with his
of the season.
199th goal on his 500th appearance for Leicester. Jordan Ayew grabbed the second. Game was over in the first half. Pretty comfortable display in the end. And I think the exciting thing is we got to see some of the youngsters. Jeremy Monga had maybe 25 minutes. Looked really impressive. I'm sure we'll get the rest of the guys to give their comments on that. Jake Evans came on for about 10 and Michael Golding got about the same time as I last in the bedroom in about 1 minute there at the end. So what are you making of that result, guys? How are you feeling after that?
I mean, it's as good as you could expect, right? Would have loved to see Monga from the start. I think it's clear he has the level to be a part of the squad next season if he wants to stay. I mean, disappointing that Golding only got that minute. Jake Evans could have gotten 10 minutes more as well, in my opinion. I think he got to touch the ball once. But, 2-0. We're not going to be the worst team in Premier League history. We're pretty confident. Just, felt like we went first gear in the second half, just playing for the funs of it. And, I mean, that was at the very least nice to get 2 goals, a goal at home, and a clean sheet.
Yeah, if you want, I've put the match ratings in the chat. We're not going to go through them, but just in case we want to get the end of season averages. But it'd be interesting to see what you guys give Jeremy Monga there. Let me come to you, Manny. I've got to ask you just because you're fast Twitch fibers. I'll ask you, Luke, for a bit in a minute. But I've got to get Manny's opinion on Monga because he was pretty impressive, I've got to say.
You saw in a few little snippets there, little glimpses of exactly the kind of thing that I've been screaming about all season. Pure fast Twitch fibers, brilliant first touch control, the turn, the ability to beat a man, the ability to accelerate over those first 2 or 3 meters so quickly that you can get past your defender. And once you're the wrong side of the defender, he's toast. He's in big trouble. And you create so much of that ability for a person to be able to beat that first man so easily. And how many dribblers do we really have in the team? We've got Mavididi and Fatawu. One of them gets injured and the other one doesn't play. So who is actually going to beat a man? Bilal can do occasionally, but it's not really his forte. So I thought that is exciting. And generally the game as a whole, because I've got a dash, so I'll just
No worries
for me. But this is not, at least the preview of next season. It should be. We're playing this very team again. We should be excited. Like, let's not be too pessimistic this summer. Not because we're particularly good. It's just because everyone else is just even worse. We're in that middle area between the two. But when you see Monga and if only Daka had got that pass right and Evans could have got his debut goal, we'd have been raving a bit more. But producing talent is Seagrave. That's a win for Seagrave today. That's the way I like it. A couple of kids coming on. Golding only a minute, but still the future with the youth that we've already got. And if we can add a few more and see some of the other ones like Aluko and Cartwright, I think the future's bright. And last thing, Jakob in goal. The guy looks rock solid every time I see him. So, it's going to be sad to lose Mads this summer, but Jakob looks a really, really, really rock solid.
Got a clean sheet there, by the way. Didn't make a single mistake in that game either.
And when did we sign? I think we signed Jakob when he was 16, I think.
No, younger than that, I believe. 15, I think. Yeah, he came over from Poland. They actually scouted him from Poland and asked him to come over there, which was interesting.
He looks to me like if you wanted to replace, if we'd sold Mads in the summer and we had used that money to buy a replacement keeper, you'd probably end up spending 20 million or 15 million to get a young player with this level of talent. So somewhere beforehand, 7, 8, 9 years ago, somebody saw the talent in this kid, and 8, 9 years later, it saved us £20 million. So I think that is the kind of thing that we need to just keep replicating. And nowadays, all I see when I see some of these younger players in the team, they to me look like the best players on the pitch, like out of our team anyway. So all for that. Excited for next year. You can't argue with 2-0 at home. But who have we got next?
Forest, I think it is.
Forest. Yeah. Let's try and spoil that party. I mean,
Forest, Ipswich, Bournemouth. Those are the 3 games we have left.
Monga with a last-minute goal to ruin Forest's Champions League hopes. Oh, that would be so good. Sorry, Wolfie, but that would be hilarious.
That would be fun. All
right, boys, enjoy the rest of the show.
Yeah.
No worries. See you later, Manny.
Bye-bye.
All right, speaking of quality, let me come to you, Luke. Talk to me about who I felt was the best player on the pitch. How good was Bilal El Khanous today?
Bilal El Khanous was absolutely exceptional tonight. I love this kid. He's brilliant. Really, really putting himself in the correct positions all the time. Great attitude. Tracks back. He defends. He sets play up. He was a little selfish today, but to be honest with you, mate, he's not always like that. But like when you could have had a Neil Duncan back for Matty, guys still got a clean sheet today. Behave, Matty. I think I would love to hang on to him. It's clearly that we're not going to hang on to him. But mate, like if you're going to absolutely like set everyone on fire like that, you deserve to be a little bit selfish. That's the only way that you get goals, you get to that position of being an absolute wizard, is by taking chances like that. But for me, mate, if I had to give him a score, I would have given him 9 today.
Yeah. Doug, what did you make of that game overall? A lot of people saying they're feeling a lot more confident about the championship now, seeing that sort of stuff. Probably is that because we were good or because Southampton was so bad? Maybe a bit of a combination of the two.
I think it was just nice. It was nice to have this comfortable, fun game, right? We could be sitting here joking about my Chelsea shirt, my hair, and we've been laughing at it, right? Like it's the good vibes, and you know the weather isn't as lovely as last time I was here watching the game with you guys, but it breathes hope into next season because many of these players I think will still be here next season. James Justin is likely to remain. Stolasic has to be our number 1. I think Thomas, honestly, I'd want him to play a part next season if he's willing to stay as well. Skip, not the best game from him, but a better game compared to some of the crap he's shown us. He has to grow into next season. McAteer looked hungry as well today. If we manage to keep El Kanouche, I think we win the championship. But if not, he will be a huge miss. But so many players today that made a difference. I thought Manga as well. I need to see more from Evans, and obviously Golding only got a few minutes, right? But I mean, I went through just thinking in my head, which players do I want us to have from our academy that will play a role next season, and I think can. I mean, if we keep Manga, you've got Stolasic starting. Thomas could be our starting left back, depending on what happens in the transfer window. McAteer will play a part. Jake Evans, Will Alves is coming back from loan. You've got Ben Nelson starting in one of the centre back positions too, and then hopefully someone like Michael Golding gets a role, and then there's a few more as well. So that is just so much Leicester through and through, right? That the Seagrave kids that you could put your faith in and you can see yourself in and you can resonate with, and that could build the connection back up with the club, because all the while I'm so disconnected to what's going up at the top of the board and our owners, it always warms your heart to see the academy kids who quite clearly want to play for this club.
You noticed how much they were pressing, right? I mean, I'll ask you about this, Doug, just because obviously we did mention it during the show, which is a fair point. Like, sadly, it seems like Ruud is planning for next season, and that he has been shocking. But I suppose, I mean, if that is the team, I'll come to you, Luke, in a minute as well. I mean, this team's got no CDMs in it. There's not going to be this team. But I mean, you look at some of these. Jakob will be here. Okoli, interesting. He wasn't in the squad at all today. I think that is kind of speaks about.
He is in the squad. You can see it on the picture. He is in the subs.
Oh, he is. Sorry, he is in the squad. Okay, well, why didn't he play then? That's a bit bad for him, right?
Yeah.
Bilal, I don't think he'll be here, but the others, they probably will be. I mean, that's starting to look pretty tasty, that sort of lineup. I mean, no striker, that would be the big call out, I would say there.
I think for me, I've been adamant about how some of the general ideas that Ruud has come in with in the 4-2-3-1, I still stand by. I think some of the best football we've played this season was that period in like the game against Manchester City, for example. We played really, really well in a Ruud system. I think what I don't like about Ruud is the fact he's fallen out with some of the big earners and heavy earners supposed to be leaders of this club. That's not good. And he's been full of shit for much of the time when he's been speaking about the academy. You can't be praising them this highly and then only getting Golding 1 minute on the pitch. I know he wanted to give him 4 minutes on the pitch, but that's still too little in my opinion when you've been talking so highly about them. But at the same time,
any credit to Ruud?
I'm giving him some credit. I think he's made some flaws himself in his communication and falling out with players. I think changing to the 5-back, I was never for it because I thought the 4-2-3-1 and the way we defended in the 4-4-2, I do like the foundation of that Ruud has there. I think he's been shafted a bit by the club by not getting the reinforcements he needed in January and not getting the summer to build the squad with 80 million pounds to build the squad he wants. So depending on the options, I would be open for Ruud, but there are still some like the communication and falling out with key players of the club. That's still too bad and something that needs to be fixed. And he needs to not be talking so much garbage about wanting to use the youth more. And adamantly, he's giving them more minutes, but I need more when you're speaking this highly of the academy. Then you at the very least got to have the balls to start Jeremy Monk in a game like this. But it's just, I mean, there is a chance where I think I would be okay giving him the chance to actually build us back up better.
Luke, what do you think of Ruud? Any credit?
I'll give Rude credit. I think the reasonable answer to give is obviously Southampton is equally as poor as us. I'll give Rude credit if he starts Jeremy Monga for the next game against Forest. In my opinion, he would look more smart and intelligent, and I'll be more on side with him if he's slowly integrated Monga where we wanted him to play immediately, start. He's highly touted. He started to be slowly integrated into the team, for 5 minutes here, and that's 10 minutes. He's had a bit of a chunk of game time today. Look what he's done. I think he warrants to start well and truly above McAteer. He offered nothing. He just chased the ball. He was poor on the ball. I know he gives energy, but that energy doesn't win games when you're poor on the ball and you're not doing enough defensively, in my opinion, because you're just chasing the ball. So I would say start Monga for 45 minutes bare minimum next game against Forest. Might be a heated atmosphere, but look, the lad's confident. He's going places. As Manny likes saying, he's got fast twitch muscle fibers. He looks solid for his age. If he starts him and then he brings on, let's say, Jake Evans for 20 minutes this time instead of, 5, or Golding on for at least 10 or 15, then I'll start getting behind him and entertaining the potential for him to be in the championship. But if he just keeps on starting, I know I did a decent goal today and fair play to him. That was good to see. But I want to see more from the youth. I want to see Warrior get some more game time as well. But I say that, but I've got to be honest with you, I can't knock JJ. I thought he had a good game, and I also think Thomas had a decent game too. So to be honest with you, you couldn't really warrant bringing Warrior one, but I definitely think he could do more. He's more than capable of the championship.
Yeah. What do you think about it? So Daka, we probably have to put Bilal in this sentence as well, but definitely more Daka. Daka, fucking up an Evans goal. And how about El Khanous could have maybe played in Monga? What did you think? I mean, Daka, obviously you're his biggest fan, Luke. So what did you make of that?
I hope Daka's played his last game for Leicester City. I've hated this guy since his first season. I didn't even like him in the season where he scored 4 goals against Moscow. I hate him. I think he's garbage. He's never been good. His pace is nothing. His first touch is awful. He can't shoot. He should have squared it to Evans. Mate, everything about him, he is the biggest flop there has ever been, in my opinion, I've seen. It's for what we were hyped to believe, how much we paid for him. He's absolutely shit. He's still third choice striker for me behind the youth in the championship. I don't think he even scored 17, 19 goals like you guys do. I think you guys have been way too generous. The only reason he got goals under last time was because he had Enzo, where basically in the system that we had, he had to just basically walk the goal in the back of the net. He's shit. I hate Patson Daka. I hope he never puts a Leicester City shirt on again and he just sits on the bench. He's a complete, total flop.
Tell us what you really think. What about you, Luke? Sorry, Andreas. Who do you think we're probably gonna have to sign a striker? Right? There's been some rumors of maybe Che Adams. He's in Italy at the moment, but he might be available.
I've been screaming about the Brøndby kid they've got in attack, Matthias Kvistgaard, in his early 20s. But this week I saw again that the rumors about him moving to Eintracht Frankfurt or Celtic for around 13 million euros are getting more serious. And that's a bit too much for us, right? Although, he would be the next Mads Hermansen in terms of buying him cheaper and then selling him a few seasons later for much more, in my opinion. But the thing is, why I won't be hating Daka is the fact that I think he's not a great footballer. But at the very least, he's not falling out with people. He's always working hard. He's just crap at football. And that's just the sad part, right? You can't make me hate him and flame him the same way Luke does. But I agree with Luke in the fact that he's not good enough to play in the Premier League. And I'd be open to buying a lot of other strikers in the Championship, or maybe even giving youth the chance to take over the spot. I think the big thing for me as well, if Patson Daka was on 5-10 grand, well, as a backup Championship squad striker, fair enough. But he's on 80 grand a week. So I think offloading him, getting him off the wage bill is an obvious candidate. Sadly, though, we don't have that one-decade striker looming in the academy, right? Jake Evans can play striker, but he's not the forward as well. Don't think Nathan Upoku is ready from what I've heard either. He's 23.
He might be injured, but there is a striker called Chris Popov who a few people have
Chris Popov. He's been there for a few years, but he's never been given the chance, really, right? And I mean, again, I'm not watching every U21 games. I'm not able to because they're not streamed. I would love to otherwise. But yeah, I mean, if we get to sign someone in the January or summer window, I think striker is the first position that needs to get some help.
Yeah. I mean, look, for what it's worth, I kind of agree that, like, with Daka, I think you're quite right to say that he's not the
and not top Championship level at the very least if we want to chase promotion.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, look, any lasting comments from you guys? Otherwise, I think we probably could here. You can celebrate actually having a win, a clean sheet, Vardy goal. Just a shame he didn't score 2, to be honest with you. I'm pretty good. Let's leave it there. So thanks for joining us. Yeah, player ratings, we're not going to go through them. We're just going to do something at the end of the season, just so we get the average ratings. Let me have a quick look to see what's Jeremy Monger on. I bet he's on like 10 or something like that. What's your prediction for how much Jeremy Monger got rated in this match?
I rated him, I think, an 8 myself.
I reckon he would have got 8.7.
No, he got 7.4. Bilal was man of the match with 8.7. So there you go. We'll leave it for you. Yeah, Bilal was man of the match. He got 8.7. Deserved. Maybe a bit greedy at the end there, but he was easily the best player.
I think just to round it off, right? We despite us already being down, we finally had a nice day here on the broadcast where we could have some banter, have some good vibes, and I think this is a much needed victory against what is expected to be one of our huge competitors next season for a potential promotion back up. So it's a nice confidence boost. It's nice to see more of the academy kids get some minutes and another Premier League debut from a youngster. So that's all well and good. And hopefully we can build on this and let's see what the future brings. And hopefully the board doesn't fuck everything up, because quite clearly there are footballers in here who should be able to do a good job in the championship.
Yeah, positive day. All right, let's leave it there. Join us tomorrow for Good Morning Foxes. That'll be at 9:30 a.m. and it will actually be a good morning for once. Thank you, Luke. Thank you, Duck. Thanks to Lox and Manny who were on the stream earlier. Thank you all to you legends in chat. Enjoy your Saturday. It's a bank holiday weekend here in the UK, and we'll see you next time on Blue Tinted Glasses. Bye-bye.